All right. So we live. Back again. Back in the building. So it's late Saturday night. Man, the Knicks news has been jumping. Right? Knicks news has been jumping. Just a bunch of stuff going on. Whole bunch of arguing about nothing. Whole bunch of why do we need so many draft picks? We don't need Russell Westbrook. Mitchell Robinson needs to learn how to shoot. RJ Barrett is better than what y'all thought. Surprisingly, no Frank Ntilikina talk. Surprisingly, except for me, I posted a video a little while ago, but I felt like we just needed clarification. Wait. I don't think a rookie point guard can beat out Frank Ntilikina or DSJ this season. I knew it. I knew it was coming. It look, all day long. We went all day. It's about 20 minutes to 12. So we almost made it through a day without some Frank Ntilikina, but whatever. It's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about. Of course, I don't like to dominate the conversation. I like to be a contributor. I believe in a conversation. You should have contributions from a number of people. Let me check. Of course, I'm going to check some stuff first just to make sure that we are good. I want to see if my joint is up on YouTube. Okay. Yep. So we up on YouTube. Shout out to Uncle Freezy on YouTube. So YouTube is up. And just going to check Sportscaster just to make sure that I'm up on Sportscaster. Shout out to Sportscaster, by the way. I think Sportscaster is my bag. I think Sportscaster is my bag, man. I think Sportscaster is the joint that I'm gonna lean towards for. Yeah, so we up on Sportscaster also. Shout out to my crew. On Sportscaster. How y'all? Is this light too bright? Is that too much? Or is that better? Yeah, I kind of like that little bit light better. Got a ring light, but it's not like one of those big Hollywood ring lights. It's like one of the small joints. You kind of attach it to your desk. It's got the super bendy neck or whatever. Trying to make it be dope for everybody. Hey, shout out to Ellie Peters and Joe Madden. What's up, Joe Madden? What's good? What's good? Joe Madden came on a couple times to set people straight. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Joe Madden, are you in Ireland or are you just Irish? You guys ain't hear me. Joe Madden, you are you in Ireland or are you just Irish in America? I need to know these kind of things, man, because if I have you on, I don't want you to be on like 4:00 in the morning or something weird like that just to hang out with us. We have to do something more interactive. Okay. Hey, what's good, bro? Joe Mann said he's Irish living in New York. That's perfect because I'm in South Carolina, so we're in the same time zone. So yeah, man, I just wanted to jump on here for a few minutes. I really have a lot of stuff I want to talk about with everybody, but the only thing though is having a conversation by yourself, just talking at the camera is no fun. Yo, look who is in the building. Yo, Marquis Walker, what's good? Hey, Marquis, you an instigator, bro. Yeah. No, I ain't no instigator. No, don't even try it. Don't try to spin that on me. Marquis, you an instigator, bro. I watched so I made a vegan pizza or had some vegan pizza, right? Listen, it's no fun. If you eating meat, man, eat your meat. Eat as much of it as you possibly can. Get your belly full. I'm trying to do this vegan thing so I can try to continue to lose more weight. Bro, this is no bueno. But anyway, I was doing my thing while I had Marquis Walker channel pulled up while I was trying to prepare dinner. Bro, Marquis Walker is an instigator, bro. Oh my gosh. But it's good. It's entertainment. Me, you bugging. You bugging, bro. Nah, you bugging. Hey, you bugging, brother. Hey, the content on his channel was dope. The content on his channel was dope. I give him credit. It's a shame more people not tuning into that just to listen. You know what I'm saying? Just to listen and get an earful of like common sense takes and approaches to certain stuff. Like I listened to the thing, the short video he had about artists, music artists and stuff, and what he said made sense, right? But my only thing though is him just saying it to a small. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, Adele Chapman? What's good with you? You're gonna be frustrated by my Westbrook take in a few minutes, man. But you know, but yeah, y'all make sure if y'all can tune into Marquis and his joints. Don't listen to none of his Lakers takes, but in terms of like the real life music stuff, that stuff is dope. Come on, man. Who Suge Knight, baby brother? Oh, you talking about me? Man, get out of here. Get out of here, dog. Get out of here, man. Come on, dog. Uncle Freezy, man. Hey, Uncle Freezy, man. I'm the complete opposite. I'm the complete opposite of that. But anyway, what up with that? Hey, so I mentioned a few things that I wanted to talk about tonight. Y'all let me know what y'all wanted to talk about first. I mentioned Russell Westbrook to the Knicks. Boston trading up with the Knicks 8 for 14, 26, and 30. Talk some about Westbrook coming or CP3 coming. Mitchell Robinson being in trade rumors. RJ Barrett and Mitch being in trade rumors. What do y'all want to talk about first? Oh, Crawford or Kell Brook. Oh, I like Kell Brook, but Terrence Crawford is a monster. Terrence Crawford is a monster, bro. Hey, Boston feels sorry for the Knicks. Hey, man. Nah, man. Don't be like that, man. Hey, what's up, Raphael? What's good with you? What's good? Hey, matter of fact, let me do this. I meant to do this before. Man, my bad, y'all. My bad. I've been meaning to. I got to do better at that right there. That right there. It ain't that I don't want people to be on. Dog, it's sometimes. Well, put it like this. I'm human. I know Crawford gonna kill him. Hey, man. I saw Kell Brook lose. Was it last year or 2 years ago? It might have been early last year or maybe 2 years ago. But I thought Kell Brook was gonna be the man. But come to find out, 140 ain't no joke, bro. 140 is not a joke. I think we get another pick. Where I don't know where we get another pick from. I kind of feel like the easy thing is buying a second round pick. That's easy. The hard part is getting somebody to take something that we don't want for a first round pick. Because we can't legit say we don't want it and then expect somebody to pay a premium price for it. Simba Singh is in the building. Simba Singh, don't start that mess. Don't start that. You know we got the Vikings Monday night. And the Vikings have been playing hot too. Simba Singh in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Simba Singh, what's good? The thing with draft picks, man, is I believe the Knicks are gonna get one or two draft picks. I just don't know how we do it. Do you trade down and get two more first round picks, or do you trade an asset? Do you trade? Yeah, I know. Do you trade? Like say, do you trade Julius Randle and the player option guys for a draft pick? Is it even worth it? If so, what kind of draft pick are you talking about doing? Are you talking about trading up? Are you talking about keeping 8 and then trading up into the top 5? People say it's impossible to do, but at the same time, on one side of the lip, they say, this is not a draft. The draft is not deep. There are no stars. There's a bunch of uncertainty and blah, blah, blah. And then on the other side, they say, trading up is expensive. You have to give up a lot of stuff and blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, listen. You can't have it both ways. It's just not the way things work. It's not the way that the market works. Like, if it's a bad economy, then that means the prices for everything is down. Goods and services are down, prices, right? So I'm not paying premium in a down market. That's just out. It don't make sense. So, I mean, it's just what it is. Like, you just can't say trading up for LaMelo is going to cost us a whole bunch of stuff when you also said that this draft right here is not worth drafting up in because, there are no superstars in the draft. And I know y'all get what I mean, because a lot of us co-sign the same point. Like, we legit believe the same thing. We have the same opinion on the trading up in the draft thing, right? It's just in the heat of the moment, we feel like we can't help ourselves, right? Like we feel like overpaying for LaMelo in the short term is worth 12 years of all-star play in the long term. But the thing is, though, is you're going to pay a certain price. The price that you pay is going to be guaranteed. LaMelo's future is uncertain. You know what I mean? And I know y'all smart enough to get it, because even when I put out points that are good points, but maybe not driven in facts and stuff, y'all will correct me. Like, how can you say, yo, Payback Carter is in the building? What's good, Payback Carter? What's good with you? Payback, what's good? What's happening? The coolness in this chat just went up 10% just because Payback Carter showed up. What's good? Everybody salute to Payback Carter. Hey, Adele Chapman said, I do think Tibbs will play no games with the kids. He ain't Fizdale. Hey, dog. Hey, we scratching and surviving, brother. We scratching and surviving. It's the name of the game. Yeah, man. Hey, we just get on here, man, just to, you know what I'm saying? All we doing is chopping it up about the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no protocols or wait a minute. Before I do that, let me say this. Hey, so let me say this. Y'all know I gotta say this. Yo, I be expecting and wanting y'all on because we generally have quality conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't want no trolls on here trying to sell porn or life insurance. That BS is out. You know what I'm saying? Then we ain't want nobody coming on here being mad, disrespectful to our guests. That's out. Cause y'all not really guests to me. It's like the Knicks family, like all us extended family, because we frequent the same places, like Sim show, like Casey show. You know what I'm saying? We follow Chris and all them guys, you know what I'm saying, supporting these stuff. But where was I going with that? I lost my damn train of thought. Anyway, I can't. I'm human. Fuck it. Anyway, the trading of draft picks, I think it is one where we feel like, do we trade 8 to move down, or do we use 8 to move up into the draft? If we move 8, that means we'll use a pick and other assets. So once we do that, do we use the remaining assets to trade back up into the first round to get other players? Like, or do we really like? I feel like we have a love affair with Desmond Bane, right? Hey, I'm not live on Sportscaster, dog. Hey, Raphael, I'm broadcasting to Sportscaster. If you click on that right there, you can just come on here. But in terms of Sportscaster, I'm using a different platform to broadcast to Sportscaster and to YouTube at the same time. You know how the things go, man. You know how they say you can't be in two places at one time. Yeah, so I'm doing it like that so I can kind of catch everybody. Freezy, who do we select at 8? That's a good question. Adele Chapman. Hey, to be honest with you, my favorite player in this top 12 or 13 group of players is Aaron Nesmith. 12 or right. So if we don't trade back and if we have to pick somebody at 8, my preference would be drafting Aaron Nesmith and then drafting a defensive wing at 27. Right. Someone who is not Knox or Frank. Right. Right. Hey, what's up, Raphael? What's good?
Easy chilling, man. Yeah.
How you today, man?
Yeah, good, man. Good. I heard the news about Gordon Hayward. What you think about that, man? Wasn't crazy about it.
What do we have to give up to get him?
I would think. I hope it's gonna be, with the trading, right? With the trade, they trade up with us, right?
Right.
Hopefully they trade up. We could give him Bobby Portis off for Payton, Reggie Bullock. I'll probably do a vet situation. I'll probably give him a Bobby Portis, and it's $35 million. It still save money.
Right.
And if you give him a backup point guard, you have Kemba Walker, so you give him Alfred Payton, they probably can use that.
Right.
So you probably, or if you give him Reggie Bullock. So if you give him Reggie Bullock or Bobby Portis, and then because once you're in the lottery, when you want to trade up to the lottery, that's when you have advantage. Then you can say, hey, listen, man, we're giving you the 8th pick. What's going on, Joe?
Yo, what's happening, guys? How you doing?
So once you're trading up to the lottery for Boston, who was possibly looking to lower the salary cap with the Gordon Hayward, you probably give him a Bobby Portis, Alfred Payton, Reggie Bullock, something, whatever they like, and hopefully you could get a Gordon Hayward, and you could get their 14th pick. We trade down to 14. And plus, these, a lot of Knicks fans, all they really want is more draft picks. So
what we could do is you could take on the 14, 26, and 30th pick without giving up or getting Hayward. You can just give them 8. You can just give them 8.
I'll give them the 8th, and I'll give them Bobby Portis and Alfred Payton, and I'll take Gordon Hayward's contract. It's 1 year.
What picks would you take with it? 14 and 26?
I'll take 14 and 26 and give me Gordon Hayward.
I'd do that. I'd do that, and then you could flip Gordon Hayward to contender then on that deadline.
Look, it's a 1 year contract so far, and if it works good, you could re-sign him for $15 million the next year.
Yeah.
So I like that idea. I feel like we need some floor spacing, and if Knox has it, great. If Knox doesn't have it, we have Gordon Hayward who's a filler. Yeah. We need some good fillers, and somebody that's gonna help this roster.
See, I don't know if I'd be happy with taking that. What's his contract? 34, 35 mil, I think.
Yeah, 35. We got all the space in the world. I mean, who do we have?
See, that's my thing. My take. What I was saying about Russell Westbrook, as you've seen earlier on. what I was saying about Westbrook, the contract scares a lot of people away. But when we got to listen is who's coming here to use the money. Then when you're bringing Russell Westbrook in, you can make 3 straight playoff appearances. When his contract's up, Devin Booker's a free agent. He is more likely than want to come after 3 playoff appearances. So that's why I think bringing Russ in and putting shooters around him and working that way.
Look, I'm going to say something. I don't disagree with your Russell Westbrook take. All I'm saying is when you want to present that argument, it's
look who showed. Oh my God, yo, what's good? Yo, hey, Saturday night gonna be. I got a feeling it's gonna be live in here tonight. What's good? Hey, you see Black?
I feel like a lot of Knicks channel, a lot of Knicks fans. It's a bigger fight with other Knicks fans to bring in Russell Westbrook than convince me to say.
Yeah.
Right.
See, with me is they're saying, okay, let's tank. And my view is next thing it's going to be 2030, and we're still going to be, let's tank for another guy.
That's irresponsible. Right. Irresponsible thing you could do is draft a RJ Barrett and then tank his first year and tank his second year too. You don't draft somebody like that and say, hey, let's tank for 2021. That is one of the most irresponsible things you can say, and one of the most irresponsible things you could do. Like that right there, I would ask you as a fan, like, listen, man, you don't know what it is to have a high caliber player like a Jason Tatum, RJ Barrett, Zion Williamson. And I've been saying that for a while. You cannot get these kind of players and play this whole. Devin Booker is awesome. He was drafted 13, and still, you can't. It's just a very irresponsible thing to do.
Yeah. See, to me, about going to get Westbrook, it gets you a culture and it gets you credibility to get some of these stars, and you not necessarily always have to draft in the high lottery. You see, like Giannis, as you said, Devin Booker. All these guys are coming out late lottery. Late lottery first.
Paul George.
Yeah, so you're talking about all big stars of the league.
Paul George is something. Paul George.
He's a talent, but not in the playoffs.
He's been bumming it. I don't know. He's on the.
See, I'd like to see Russ here because it gives you something exciting to watch. I'm sick of sitting and it's like, okay, here's another year. We'll wait till next year, and then we end up dropping in the lottery. We always can't get that push. Like this year, I was like, okay, I want LaMelo. Now we're too far away from Melo.
Right.
And I would rather use the trade chips to get Westbrook than LaMelo because Westbrook's already done in the league. So my take is
for LaMelo. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be by myself. I might be the only one on LaMelo. I wouldn't be upset. I still think LaMelo could help the Knicks get to the playoffs.
Oh yeah, not right away in 2 or 3 years, but not over the next year or so. And what my worry is over the next year. Now you've Mitch's contract coming up. If we don't start making pushes or strides towards the playoffs, I don't see Mitch signing a new deal.
Or RJ either.
RJ, in 2 or 3 years, RJ might want out if we keep losing. Players after 4 or 5 years are going to want to leave if they're not winning.
Well said.
So bringing Russ in gets you his 3 years left in his deal. That gets you 3 playoff runs when you put shooters around him. And then by the 3 years are up, people are going to respect the Knicks again because they've had a 3-year playoff run.
Now,
I know the only other argument I'd have, it'd be bringing CP3 in, but I think Chris Paul might be a little bit more expensive than Westbrook because at the moment Westbrook's a salary dump. He used to have no leverage.
Right, but I want to add to your point because you seen that Twitter with Kristaps Porzingis is dunking it over the Knicks. Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen all that. That's ridiculous. They swept them.
Right, but the thing is that there was an SNY episode, and SNY Ian Bagley's talking about, was Kristaps Porzingis really wrong for wanting out of New York with the Knicks how they are and this whole tanking culture. You could literally watch that. You could go to YouTube and literally type in SNY Ian Bagley Kristaps Porzingis, and you could see that he's talking about how the Knicks keep losing, and not to mention fans want to keep losing until they want to get the high lottery pick in 2021, 22, 23, all the way to 2025 if they have to.
Yeah.
So that kind of losing culture, and E. Bigley says, was he wrong to one out? Not to mention that's opening up a door for Kevin Knox to one out, RJ Barrett to one out, Mitchell Robinson to one out, and these Knicks who are against bringing any talent. I'm telling you, like, I'm okay with you talking about Russell Westbrook, fine, but if you go to any channel or even another casual Knicks fan, you'll get stoned to death just thinking about just even wanting for the desire to go to the playoff. Because most Knicks fans don't really care about playoffs, and they're gonna say, well, what's the point of going to the playoffs? And it's just like a PTSD after another PTSD situation.
Right.
You can't win.
So some guy said to me, he was like, "Oh, do you want to make the playoffs or do you want to win a chip?" I'm like, "Well, don't you have to make the playoffs to win a chip first?"
Right. Exactly.
Not everyone's the Lakers where you're going to go out and get 2 free agents and boom, win a chip the first year.
Yeah.
Right. And to your point, it's not even the Lakers were successful in back-to-back years. Like, they legit wound up with LeBron, and then they pulled off the trade for Anthony Davis. You've never seen the Knicks do anything like that.
No, you have. The Lakers didn't do. They were nothing. Like, they were terrible. Like, Ingram wasn't playing well. Lonzo Ball, and the next thing too is LeBron come in. It flipped around in the second year.
Right, and then plus the Lakers. People forget the Lakers got the number 2 pick 3 years in a row. You know what I'm saying? They legit
had the number 4 pick. Then that's the flip for Davis.
Well, exactly right. So they legit got D'Angelo Russell. They got Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram, all in back-to-back years. When
Kyle Kuzma? They went and got Kyle Kuzma. Then they just got a lot of young talents, and then instead after 2 or 3 years, they said, "You know what? Screw the young talent. Let's trade them all for better players than the one who won the chip."
Right. So and another thing I want to say is,
oh man, don't tell. I just legit turned away from the fight, Crawford and Kell Brook.
How
and you telling me it's over? The fight is over already?
Who, me?
Yeah, I'm asking anybody. Is the fight?
I don't know. I'll Google it now.
What are you guys talking about?
Terrence Crawford and Kell Brook. Come on, man. This can't be real. This can't be real, man. I legit, while y'all were talking, I was listening, but I was trying to find it on my phone, right? And then I was like, well, they just patting gloves right now. Yeah, they just patting gloves right now. Let me check Sportscaster. I checked Sportscaster and came back, and it's gone. Hey, Crawford is a beast, man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it says Crawford knocked him out.
Dog, that fast? Oh my God. They were legit in the middle of the ring patting gloves, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to work their way in. And I said, well, let me check Sportscaster just to make sure that the stream is up. Mm-hmm. And I did that, and the next thing you know, they're like, the fight is over in like 20 seconds.
Damn. This is UFC?
Yeah. That's
crazy. Yeah. I don't have kept up with it.
That's crazy, boss. That's crazy. But to your point though about what the Knicks should do, it depends on the vision of Tibbs. Does he want does he prefer a veteran like a Gordon Hayward in a trade for more draft picks, or does he prefer to draft his own guy to mold in his image? I guess that's the question that I think would be better for us to answer, because Gordon Hayward is an NBA All-Star and knows who he is as a player,
right?
But
I think he could do both, right? I mean, I don't see why you can't draft a Kira Lewis or a point guard or Aaron Naismith or whatever you want to go, Devin Vassell, and also have a Gordon Hayward in the roster.
Yo, the New York Knicks is in the building. Oh boy, I think we about to get turned up tonight, man.
Okay.
Hey, the usual suspects is here tonight. What's up, fam? What's good with you?
Chilling.
Yeah, man. Hey, so what is your ideal situation of what the Knicks roster should look like on opening night? Like, what do you think? Yeah, like, what's the opening night roster look like?
I sort of want to give an apology for the Frank situation, and when I said, "Hey, I would trade Frank," I probably should have thought it longer, but you know, it's sometimes this roster is not an easy roster to work with. It's not a roster that
right.
Not an easy roster. When I said, "Hey, listen, just I'll trade all the point guards," I don't know how to say that. But long story short, I don't feel either way is fine so long as we know their roles, right? Like I like that you said in your video about as a role player, as a wing player. I think he should be a wing player. So I don't feel either way. I don't feel too attached or too disattached to any player. So I don't know. So far, my mind is throwing blanks right now. I like Gordon Hayward. Julius Randle.
See, the thing with me, the thing with Gordon Hayward and me is he's very too injury prone.
Right. But he doesn't need all that many minutes anyway. We want to give him 20 minutes, and we want to give 20 minutes to Knox because we don't want to take away from Knox.
No.
People are right. We want to make sure that, hey, Gordon Hayward is telling him, listen, man, you got to do this right. You got to do that right. I'm going to do it first. You got to do it. You got to copy my lead. And this is how you get your shots up. I don't want to be that guy. I don't support. Just because I want Gordon Hayward doesn't mean I want to take Knox's minutes.
Yeah, you let him just run right out the year.
We want the experience to see, like, wow, this guy's a vet. This guy is he's a good shooter. The Knicks want me to be this kind of a shooter. I mean, I want him to be a good shooter, outside shooter.
Well, I was watching. I don't know. Were you watching Simeon Russell's take? I think it was around lunchtime. The coach's corner.
Yes, I saw some of it. Right.
Yeah, and he was breaking down Knox, and there's a lot of ways Knox can be used that he was never used before. That Tibbs is going to use him in, and I think Knox this year with the 9 months or so they had off. Hopefully he got bigger and better. That I'm thinking this year could be a breakout year. And I seen guys in the chat and Simeon Russell's channel was talking about trading him, and I was like, "You crazy?" I'm like, the guys just have to finish his second year and he had a bad year. You gotta give guys time. Like not everyone's Luka Doncic or Trae Young where they're going to be an all-star in year 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these guys need time to develop.
I agree with the episode with the coach's corner. I agree, right? So I agree, but again, I'm not gonna act like when I saw clips of highlights of him in college that I'm like, wow, he has a good jump shot and he's a potential 3-point shooter, right? So Gordon Hayward is a good outside shooter. And some of those outside shooting, I want to see Knox capitalize on those outside shooting potentials. I want to see.
He can hit the 3.
Yeah, but his field goal percentage is that he doesn't have the best field goal percentage.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to do with confidence.
But I don't see the thing with me is I don't know if it's just like 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6 particular things. Right. I think it just with Kevin Knox, I think it comes down to 2 things. One, he needs to get physically stronger. So when he goes to the hole and get bumped off the spot, his shots won't just go be spraying everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I think the slightest bump on Kevin Knox means his floater is off. Means his runner is off. His jump shot is off. Right. And the other thing too is he needs to improve his handle where he can depend on his handle to get him to spots and be crafty versus trying to depend on flat out foot speed because he's not going to beat a lot of guys in foot races to the basket in the NBA. Not saying that he's slow. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you can use your handle to change direction and get defenders to change their hips and all that stuff, it gets him away from contact. But then when the contact does come, if he's bigger and stronger, it doesn't impact his shot like it does, you know what I'm saying, say in his sophomore year. And you could legit see like a guy could just touch Kevin Knox and his shot would be off.
What about his free throw percentage? Like his free throw percentage, I'm shocked by that too.
To me, it's confidence. When the Knicks went and hired all them vets after an okay rookie year, they threw him and Diaz straight at the bottom of the bench.
Yeah.
So
I'm shocked that in 2 years his free throw percentage, I don't want to say it's RJ Barrett status, but it's pretty there. It's like it's close. It's like
That's what killed the Knicks a lot last year. There's a lot of close games that they lost because of like within 5 or 6 points that they could have won if they made the free throws.
So that's what I want to say. That why I like Gordon Hayward is like you gotta go there prepared to score and to get to the free throw line, right? Mm-hmm. One reason why I was liking Aaron A. Smith scores, can shoot the ball well, and when he knows how to work the rest where he gets 3 or 4 free throws a game, and on top of that he converts the free throw. So you want somebody to capitalize, like that's somebody who knows what they're doing, right? When you scoring and you creating those situations, then you're saying, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. This is a smart, competent player. And you see, Kevin Knox is like looking like he's shocked that he got to shoot some free throws, and he misses them.
I think it's all confidence. I think, like as I said, like if you have the right coaching with him, like problem with Knicks, no development coach. Now you have Kenny Payne, you have Bryant, you have Thibodeau, these development guys. Now the team I think should be like Mike Woodson as well. Yeah, you have all these development guys should push the team forward. The Knicks never had development. That's what Frank's been no good. We've had so many draft picks that have failed because no development. How come every other team even the Lakers have development? Like every team has supposed to have a development.
I want to answer that. And to answer that, I feel like, again, it goes, and this is why I'm big on getting veterans in this roster.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Boston necessarily has the kind of coaching staff we do. I know they have Brad Stevens, but I know that the first thing they did was get they went for Gordon Hayward. As soon as he became a free agent, they paid him $35, which I agree is a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a little high for him. But
they kept him for 2 years. Yeah, follow this. So they kept him for 2 years. They want to trade him now. They also traded for Kyrie Irving. Right? They traded for Kyrie Irving.
Right.
And then that Kyrie Irving situation, it was a Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward was in beef with Terry Rozier and Jaylen Brown over minutes.
Yeah.
It was a huge beef. So I'm not going to make the most perfect situation. Sometimes things are going to get dicey. Mm-hmm. But I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with that. Like, if things get tough, hey, the tough gets going. We got to keep going. But nevertheless, that doesn't stop.
So to that, so Adele said, if we can't develop players, it's over. We have to push the kids, right? So to the question that I asked you, I think in a perfect situation, we'd be in a situation like this. The lineup on opening night. Russell Westbrook at the point guard, RJ Barrett at the 2, Kelly Oubre, a trade for Kelly Oubre in a 10 pick, right? Sign a cat like Jay Crowder and play Mitch, and then that way you have a distributing point guard at the point. You have 3 wing players, no power forward, like 3 wing players and a center, right? You spread the floor. And you let Russell Westbrook.
Jay Crowder, right?
Jay Crowder?
No, I ain't going. No, I'm not going power forward. I'm doing what the Miami Heat did.
Who's
But
your
the
four?
Miami Heat, huh?
Who plays your four? I know Kelly Oubre's your
Nobody. Like I'm
Who's
not
the
putting
five
a
players?
big
Who's the five players?
Russell Westbrook, R.J.
Uh-huh.
Barrett, Kelly Oubre, Jay Crowder, Mitchell
Jay Crowder.
Robinson.
That's what okay, cool. So Jay Crowder.
But Jay Crowder's not playing power forward. What I'm doing is so what I'm putting 3 wing players on the floor at the same time, right?
And one big.
And then with the 8 and 10 pick, I'm picking a wing player and a point guard. So whether you want it to be Killian Hayes at 8 and Devin Vassell at 10 or some formulation like that, right?
Okay.
What are you trading to get the 10 pick? What are you trading to get the 10 pick?
The player option players.
Is
All
Phoenix,
the player option players.
Phoenix going to do that?
Yep, I think so.
See, the thing is, if Phoenix are going all in on Chris Paul, I think they're going to give the 10 picks to the Thunder in that trade.
Yep.
So that's why I think the 10th is gone.
So here's the thing. So even if I don't do that, right? Say if the Kelly Oubre and the 10 pick is not done, right? I believe in my mind, the OKC thing is just a rumor because I don't think Phoenix has enough to trade to OKC for them to get Chris Paul. Because
I think they have a lot more than us. What they can do is move Oubre. They have a lot of bench role players that they're going to give up for Chris Paul because they're trying to make that playoff push. So they'll give anything they can to get into the playoffs.
So what's Phoenix going to give? What's Phoenix going to give to OKC in order not to disturb their core?
All right, what they're going to give is the 10 pick. I think their second round pick is like the 39th to 40th. They're going to give Ricky Rubio, Kelly Oubre, and I think that Frank Kwiatkowski. I think that's what the trade was. And then Phoenix get, I think it was, the Thunder get the 10th pick and I think a second rounder for next year or something. I seen something close to that, but I know they're giving up Oubre, 10 and Rubio.
I don't know how that improves OKC because OKC is in a rebuild too.
Yeah, no, but that's what they want is they're going to take them guys on 1-year contracts left and let that salary go. When Phoenix are getting then Chris Paul as their starting point guard to push for the playoffs. See, and then the thing is Phoenix don't mind sending the money because they're ahead of us. The Knicks don't want to spend the assets or the money. And what the Knicks came out and said too was that about Westbrook is the same thing. They'll do that deal in 100% if it means it's a salary dump, not trading for assets.
Right. So the thing is, I'm looking at as somebody that say if I'm OKC, I'm thinking like, how does that improve? Like Frank Kaminsky, Ricky Rubio, and Kelly Oubre? Does that improve my roster?
No, but it does is you have 2 first-round picks this year, the 10th pick and the 25th pick, and you have Kelly Oubre, who still is an asset in the league.
Okay.
So what
I understand your point.
So you get an extra pick, you get a top 10 pick, which they can they have point guards, so they can go wing, they can go with a big, they can do whatever they want with it, but like they're gonna have a 10 pick and the 25th pick. And then I think they have a second rounder this year. And then Kelly Oubre, they could always flip at the deadline for another pick.
Okay. All right. So okay. Say Phoenix beats us to that. Then I'll pull the trigger on the Gordon Hayward deal. So we still get a small forward and we still get draft picks. So take out Kelly Oubre.
Here's one I propose. You keep the 8th pick and get in touch, right? Say we trade for Westbrook and we got the 8th pick. I would trade Julius Randle on the 36th pick for James Johnson in the 17th pick. With the 8th pick, I'll take a wing, either Naismith or Vessel that will go beside Westbrook. And then with the 17th pick, I'll go my backup point guard, like a young point guard.
Maybe Terrell Terry.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Exactly. I'll take Terry. Terry can sit behind Russell Westbrook for a year or two.
Right.
I'm ready to make my 5 now. When you finish, I'm ready to go
Right.
now.
So based off of what he said, then we're looking at doing, say, Russell Westbrook, R.J. Barrett, James Johnson or Kevin Knox, Jay Crowder, Mitchell Robinson. Right off the bench is Neesmith or Vassell and Terrell Terry.
Yeah,
right.
I like
then
that.
you also still have Frank Ntilikina, DSJ, Kevin Knox, James Johnson, whichever one is not starting, and then you also have whoever you pick at 38.
I like that. Do you know what I was thinking too? Would be a nice. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but if we got Westbrook and what if we drafted Obi Toppin with Westbrook? That'd be something offensively. That'd be something unbelievable. I know the defense is a worry, but that's something I thought of too. Is if we did get Westbrook and took Obi.
That sounds like a good idea. Let me know. I want to give him a 35. Are you guys? Did you hear the rumor? Did you hear the rumor about James Harden to Brooklyn?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard that. Oh God, I don't want that. That'd be a disaster.
I hear
you. Three ball handlers like Russ and West couldn't get along.
A disaster for who? A disaster for? Would that be a disaster for the Knicks or a disaster for the Nets?
No, for the Nets.
But this is what's up, Teddy.
What's up, bro?
What's up, Teddy?
This is where my starting 5 kicks in. So this is where my starting 5 kicks in because I feel like if James Harden goes to Brooklyn, which I feel like it's possible because of Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah.
So I feel like you can't have 3 ball handlers, and this is why I want to phrase my starting 5. And I feel like my starting point guard is a surprise, and it's going to be Kyrie Irving. I think Kyrie Irving might be on the move, and I'll have Kyrie Irving as my point guard. My shooting guard, the winner of I still will trade down with Boston. I don't know what aspect the Knicks will have to give up to get a Kyrie Irving because I have to put that in perspective, right?
You have to give up a lot for him, especially from the Nets, from a rival team.
Well,
there'll be a lot of that. He's only after finishing up his first year of his 4-year deal, so I don't know. I don't know what they move him yet. I think they try to keep Kyrie to play.
I don't think they're gonna have Kyrie, Harden, and Durant.
The thing is, Durant has to sign off on that. I don't think because Durant and Kyrie haven't played together yet, so I don't think Durant's gonna say, "Oh yeah, let him trade him."
I don't see James Harden there. I don't see James Harden there with Kyrie there. I think one of them has to go.
But you know what? I'd like for Harden to go to the Nets because it's just going to be a complete shit show then if he goes.
Yeah.
So send him, let him go to Brooklyn because that place to be a mess.
So look, I still see. I don't know how, but I see the Knicks making a package for Kyrie Irving. I see Westbrook possibly staying in with the Rockets. I see Russell Westbrook staying with the Rockets, Harden with Brooklyn, and the Knicks taking Kyrie Irving in that situation, giving up assets. I don't know who's it going to be, but I have to figure that out maybe later. But I think it's going to be. I'll have Kyrie as the point guard. I have RJ as not the shooting guard, but small forward. I'm probably gonna get killed for this, but I think that it's possible.
It could be something that happens next year. Say they do trade for Harden and it doesn't work out. That's something that could be possible to happen next year.
Yo, hey, Bodega Wi-Fi's in the building. Was good. Bodega Wi-Fi just come in the chat, just like straight up, like, what the hell y'all talking about Kyrie Irving to the Knicks?
Hell no. I don't know if I'd want him here. He's too much. He's like a.
I know, but I think
he's like a tough girl.
We hate Kyrie, dog. Yo, we should let them dudes that do Nets at night talk about the Brooklyn Nets grease fire.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's okay. Look, I'm talking crazy. You know, sometimes it be like that. Sometimes, you know, I'll be willing to put my neck out there, man. I'm putting my neck out there like that. But I think Kyrie Irving might be available. I think James Harden. So long as if James Harden goes to Brooklyn, I think Kyrie is available, and they can't afford all 3 contracts.
They can. They just have no bench.
No,
they just won't have a bench at all. Yeah, they won't have a bench.
They're just gonna have all $1 million minimums on their bench.
I don't know.
And plus, we don't want to help Brooklyn do nothing.
No, I don't want to take nothing. I'm not giving Brooklyn picks.
Right.
I think Kyrie to the Knicks might be a win-win. Look, for today. This is my This is my theory. This is my starting 5. I'm going with Kyrie.
What's up with this?
Vassell, RJ at the 3, Julius at the 4, and Mitchell Robinson at the 5.
Well, my 5 for this season would be Westbrook at the 1, Westbrook at the 1, Vassell at the 2, RJ at the 3, Chris Wood at the 4, Mitch at the 5.
It's a good start.
You said Westbrook, RJ, Vassell, Wood.
Westbrook, Vassell, RJ, Christian Wood, and Mitch. And that I'd lock all them up. That's our no more roster turnovers. That's our roster for the next 3 years till Russ's deal is done.
Right.
Go with that. Make 2 or 3 runs to the playoffs. Get credibility. Let Russ walk. And then now you'll have a culture. So then Devin Booker's a free agent that year. Then he comes in.
Yeah,
that's why I want Russ just to get. I want playoff wins because the best way for player development is winning games, not sitting and tanking like we've been doing.
I like that lineup a lot.
Right.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't want Russ. They don't want Russ.
Who don't want Russ? I told you I wanted Russ.
Yeah, no, I want Russ, but I see a lot of Knicks fans don't want him. Knicks fans saying, why waste the money? But I'm like, get him in here and let's get some wins. Let's get a team going because I'm sick of watching this garbage.
It's because they don't. It's because the New York Knicks hate point guards, dog. Listen. I don't know how long you've been following me, or we've known each other, but since I've been on, I'm telling you, my main thing is the New York Knicks fans hate point guards, dog. We hate them. You know what I'm saying? Anytime it comes time for us to go get one that's available, they make up a million excuses on why he won't fit in New York. Like they legit saw Chris Paul take teams that had no real reason for being in the playoffs. He wills them to the playoffs, and the first excuse they make is, well, he didn't win a championship.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You can't win. You can't win championships with garbage. You have to have a legit roster to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? That roster he got in Oklahoma City with an average point guard, that team don't make the playoffs.
No.
And I'm talking about with SGA making that stride and with Dennis Schroeder. That roster don't make the playoffs in the West. I mean, Phoenix was breathing down their neck the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. It's crazy with me. Like these Knicks fans, like, and the thing they don't get is like the only way you develop property is like, look at Miami. They developed and were making the playoffs every year.
Right.
Right.
And Bodega Wi-Fi said it right. Bodega Wi-Fi said, "Yo, so we hate point guards, but we love Frank. What the hell is going on? We hate point guards, like Teddy made a point the other night, right? Teddy was trying to make a point the other night, and they kept chopping him at his knees before he can get his point out about a veteran point guard and what they bring to the table. But they love Frank Ntilikina.
Frank Frank's done what, 8.8, 4-4 a game, certain 32, 3.
No, 6-3-3.
Oh,
6-3-3.
Freeze, I want to say.
Yeah, and that's why Russ coming over here. A lot of Knicks fans are saying, Russell's too old. He's declining. He went 27-7-7 last year as a second option on the championship team in the West. What do you think he's going to do with the Knicks on the East? He's going back to triple doubles again, guaranteed. He's going to tear it up in the East.
Right.
He's going to be legit in the East. It's going to be a lot easier because he needs the ball back in his hands. And I think it's just going to be very good for the Knicks. They'll actually see winning ball. Because what I come to theory is Knicks fans love the lottery draft so much that they're afraid that they don't have a lottery pick in it.
Right.
That's the problem. Knicks fans always love to see the lottery pick.
No, I just want to say that I would trade down with Boston for their 14th pick, and their 26th and their 30th pick, right?
Yeah.
Also, while also acquiring Gordon Hayward, right? Like I've been saying for a while, right? You follow me?
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be so I'll have Gordon Hayward, and I will draft the 14th pick, but with the other Boston picks with Gordon Hayward, alongside maybe Alfred Payton or Reggie Bullock, I would look to try to make a move. I would look to inquire if Kyrie Irving is on the move. I would inquire about Kyrie Irving if Brooklyn is going to move Kyrie Irving. That would be my play. So that's going to be my play. That would be my play.
Here's one for you guys. Who would you rather have in the Knicks, Westbrook or Kyrie?
Hold on, say what?
I said, which player would you guys rather have on the Knicks, Kyrie or Westbrook?
Westbrook.
Yeah, I'm the same. A lot of people, as I expected you guys to say Kyrie. Because Kyrie's too much drama. That's why
I think Westbrook in the East would be dominant.
That's what I feel like now. When, as I said before, like when he comes out of, like after what he done in the West, he's going to eat it up in the East, and he's going to have extra motivation every time he plays against Brooklyn.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, it's the more and more I hear about the Westbrook talk, the more and more I want him.
Yeah, and I think it's going to happen. Dolan won't be able to let that resist. Dolan won't let them not take that trade or make that trade.
Oh, for Westbrook or for Kyrie?
For Westbrook.
Dolan, who we will have to give up. That's the problem.
To me, it's a salary dump. Houston have no leverage.
If we could get up for the cheap, that'd be great.
That's what I mean. Like he's a 32-year-old on a $40-something million contract to put in a trade request. Houston have no leverage. So you might have to give them an expiring contract and maybe one of the Dallas picks, and that's it. If anything, I'd throw them. Look, here's the deal. I do It'd be Julius Randle, Bobby Portis, Ellington, maybe Frank, and the 27th pick. You got to give him one young asset and one late pick. That's what I'd be doing. Because to me, Frank would be good on a good team, but not with the Knicks. So I'd move Frank. Huh?
I still don't believe that. I don't believe Frank is going to be good on no good team. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I think a good backup.
He can't perform with this team. They can't do anything. And then we're saying he's going to be better in high leverage situations. Try, bro, Gigolo was good. Art is in the building. I think it's going to be crunky here tonight for some reason. I feel like a fight gonna break out or something. Art is in the building. Sean Burrow, Joe Madden, Teddy. Oh boy, yeah, it's gonna be some action in here tonight.
You already know.
Yeah, let's get you have to get Westbrook up in here. That's what we're doing. We're all chatting here for Westbrook. Gotta get Westbrook in.
So when I was shooting for, with the lineup that I mentioned, is complete versatility with athletes, right?
Yeah.
Give your athletes versatility to be who they are. When you have a Vassell, a Westbrook, a RJ, a Jay Crowder, a Mitchell Robinson. So you might not have the skill and precision of a Golden State Warriors offense, but what you will have is athletes that can dominate in the 82-game schedule. What we want to do is at least make the playoffs and begin a culture of winning, as opposed to saying we're going to win a championship in 7 years. We're not guaranteed to win a championship in 5 years, 3 years, 7 years, whatever. The only thing we can guarantee is that we put the best. Right. The only thing we can guarantee is that we have a great head coach that, when supplied with athletes, is going to give our team the best opportunity to win every night. That's not going to equate to a win every night, but at least you know we're in games. And Teddy probably can attest to this. He watched games this year when before the tip off, he knew we were outmanned. Like with us versus the Lakers, he knew we weren't going to win that game before tip off. You know what I'm saying? You can look at the schedule and be like, you know what? We ain't winning that. The Lakers are just too deep. But if you put athletes out there on the floor, we have a shot every night against every team. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You're not turning the game off halfway through the second quarter because the Knicks are already down by 27.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why we need to get some winners in here. And like people are saying the money's too much. So I'm like, what do we need the money from? Like nobody's coming here. So just give it to if you have a chance to get an MVP caliber player on the cheap, no matter what age he is, you do it.
You do it.
Especially while his value was down.
Yeah, people are saying like, "Oh, his athleticism's gonna go." I'm like, that guy's had ACL injuries, so many injuries. He's not human. He's gonna keep going. Like that guy does not. He's at 100 every minute of every game. He's going 100 mile an hour. He don't stop.
You know what they're gonna say when if he gets injured with Tibbs is that Tibbs runs all his players down.
Good point.
Yeah, but
media's like.
Yeah, but that's the thing is with Westbrook. He, I think, is the perfect point guard for Tibbs' system. Get into the paint and kick it out to the three. This guy that's going to go 100 mile an hour all game. We don't have anyone like that. We have no motor. RJ can't do it on his own.
Right.
So like him and RJ together
is somebody like that with Derrick Rose. And Derrick Rose was an MVP caliber candidate under Tibbs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So
and I think you bring Westbrook in. Like you bring Westbrook in and say we bring Westbrook in and we make it to the 6th or 7th seed. Westbrook's going to be in the top 3 or 4 conversation for MVP. When was the last time the Knicks had an MVP caliber player on the team? We haven't. Right. Melo was an all-star, but not an MVP caliber. Like Patrick Ewing was probably the last.
Well, the year Melo won the scoring title, he was an MVP candidate.
Yeah, he definitely.
Remember, I think Melo was third in the MVP going.
He finished third. Okay, who won it that year? Who won it that year? Was that the year KD won it?
LeBron.
It was okay.
Yeah, LeBron in the Miami Heat. Yeah.
But like, it's just we need that energy in the team. You need something to cheer about because I'm like the way we're going and just keep rebuilding. The draft doesn't mean anything. The draft is a crapshoot. It's the same as
I disagree.
It's the same as this. No, but like you can get that in the draft, but it's like me getting the lotto.
That's what you mean. Okay.
You have 60 guys in it, and 60 guys in a draft. Maybe 5 or 6 of them turn out to be all-stars, if you're lucky.
Right.
I think all we're looking for is pieces right now. Anyways, I don't think we're looking.
Yeah. So that's why I mean, bring in Westbrook and put shooters around him, and keep the same team for the next 3 years and get into the playoffs. Because these roster turnovers don't help either. Every year we're getting 4 or 5 guys go and 4 or 5 new guys come in. It's just get Westbrook, pay Joe Harris, pay Christian Wood, and go with that team then for the net, and then draft this vessel. You have 2 more picks next year. Just go with that team for the next 3 years. Make 2 or 3 playoff runs, and then when Westbrook's contract's up, you take it from there.
Teddy, I want to know what will be your starting 5 next year. I answered. Joe, Freezy answered, and I think Joe answered, right?
Yeah, I answered, Joe.
So I didn't. We don't know what's your starting 5. What would be your starting 5? What's the question? How you asked it, Freezy?
So here's the thing, Teddy. When we complained all offseason about what move and who should be here, who suck, who don't, about what Knicks fan is stupid or whatever, but nobody has put out a clear plan on how to fix it. All we've been doing all offseason is pointing fingers, right?
Right.
So I asked Raphael, listen, get around the car crash and then start, get around the collateral damage and just point to a solution. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, all of that. We don't want to hear no more. Who's your starting 5? I don't care how you get them, who you want on the team, and who you think is the future.
Westbrook. I like the thought of us drafting for sale. RJ. No. You know what? I'm gonna switch it up because I actually want Vassell to come off the bench. This is who I want my starting five to be: Westbrook, RJ, Kelly Oubre, Davis Bertans, and Mitch.
That's nice.
Nice.
That's nice.
I think that's a realistic. I think we can pick up. If we see the Suns is in a weird position because I think they're going to really go after CP.
That's what I said. They're going to send 10 and Oubre to.
Yeah,
OKC.
So it's kind of hard to say Oubre. That's why I said Vassell first because I don't see Oubre being available.
But if we don't get Oubre, if we don't get Oubre, who will be your starting five?
Westbrook, RJ Vassell. Now the four is going to be tricky because it could be Christian Wood, could be Davis Bertans.
Gallinari, I think, could be in it if Westbrook.
I don't want Gallinari. I don't want no parts of Gallinari.
Too old, I think.
Yeah, I just think he's too injury prone. I never seen him play for a full season. And Mitch, as long as we get a stretch four to go with that lineup, we'll be good.
So I like Christian Wood, but my problem is
I don't know enough about Christian Wood.
See, the thing is, I like him and his numbers are good, but it was on the year before contract year. The same with Bertans. Like, these guys play good to get a contract, and once they get the contract, they dip. So that's the thing is, it's all of a sudden you have Woods and Bertans played unbelievable this year. Same with Malik Beasley, right before they get a contract. So that's what my worry is. Are they going to be another Julius Randle that was hitting 36% from three? Next thing, get the 3-year deal, and then the numbers go down. That's the one thing I'm worried about. Some of them, but I like Bertans. That guy's a sniper.
Yeah, I like him a lot on this team, especially if Westbrook's running down the lane and he's open all the time. Like you have to watch out for the lot because this is another thing. You have to watch out for the lot with him and Mitch.
Yeah,
he's gonna be backing off and he's gonna be open every trip in the corner. I just see a win-win if we could get him. The only bad thing is his defense, but Mitch should clear all that up. I think anyone who passes Bertans, Mitch should be there for the block. But
I'd be looking forward to see what Westbrook a pick and roll with Westbrook and Mitch would be.
Oh my God,
pick and pop. Oh my
God. You know what it'll be? It'll be Jam City. Because if you don't press Mitch, like when Westbrook turns that corner, if you stop Westbrook, it's a lob to Mitch. When Westbrook turns that corner and you box out Mitch, it's a Westbrook dunk. So you can't stop it. You can't stop it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of them deals where now all you got to do is get guys that hit the 3-pointer at NBA average, like league average, 35%, and we can blow the doors off teams. Because when Westbrook turns that corner and you add a third person, that means you have two people on the perimeter getting covered by one person. So now regardless, if you sink down 3 into the paint to stop Westbrook from turning the corner, to stop him and Mitch, now you have a Buddy Hield in the corner for 3, Aaron Nesmith in the corner for 3. Now you can't stop the Knicks offense based off of basic plays. Now when they get into the playbook, now when you start talking about getting into the playbook, you're talking about Westbrook averaging 30, 10, and 10. It's unstoppable, man. You can't. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, the unfortunate thing is this year you had the Mitch piece to it. You just didn't have the Westbrook piece. You had Frank turning the corner. Frank ain't yamming nobody. Alfred Payton ain't yamming on nobody. And then they kicking out to the corner to say a Frank, a DSJ, a Ellington, a Bullock who wasn't hitting. And now you're like, if we just had the pieces, this thing would be perfect. But if you add a Westbrook and add 1 or 2 of these young shooters coming out of college who ain't never felt losing before, you know what I'm saying? They morale not low. They're not used to losing. They go to the Knicks, and all you tell them to do is, hey, listen, I want you to defend on the other end and knock down this corner 3 until you're able to get into your bag. And give the ball to Westbrook and get out. Now you have an offense you can depend on. Your rookies are being brought along slow. your big man is developing, and now the former league MVP that you traded for, gave peanuts on the dollar for, is resuscitating his career in the best arena in the NBA.
And to me, what Westbrook will make RJ better. It's going to make RJ learn how to shoot.
Yeah, because you can't double team RJ if you defended Westbrook and a lob. You can't defend the lob and Westbrook and RJ and the corner three shooter. You can't defend all of that.
Yeah.
And I think the thing we ain't talking about, our defense will be locked down with those guys too. Like it's a whole lot of I see a lot of fast break, easy points. I see if DSJ stays on this team, I actually see him getting better behind Westbrook.
Him back. You trade Frank for the Westbrook, then you keep DSJ to back him up. You can get it. Yeah, DSJ might have a good season off the bench. You don't know. A lot Westbrook coming in opens up a lot of guys' games.
To your point. And to your point. So now, so say you keep Frank or DSJ, whichever one you keep or whichever one you trade, it don't matter to me in this scenario. Now, when they come off the bench, they're not coming to the game losing by 11, and the pressure is all on them to bring the team back. Right. Now, all you do is when they come in the game. Now, when they come in the game, you like, yo, we up by 11. If we get down, if they cut the lead to 7, I'm taking you out the game. Now all they have to do is protect. All they got to do is protect 4 points while they're on the floor. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing. Imagine, and I hate talking about it, but imagine having a lockdown defender come out the bench when you already are up. You know what I mean? Like it's.
You can always see with these young guys coming on, though. It's like, you guys don't have to worry. Just give Russ the ball. You're not going to touch the ball.
And he don't always got to have the ball. RJ sometimes play that point too. Yeah. Like when he needs a little break, RJ takes over the offense sometimes too. Like I see a match made of heaven.
That's one thing Russ needs to do. No, go on.
Oh, go ahead, man.
All right, what I was gonna say with the one thing about Russ that pisses me off the most is he knows he wasn't a great 3-point shooter, but he never tried to change it or make it better.
Oh, I think this offseason is gonna change everything because he got exposed.
You see all the talking on First Take and everything about it. I see he's sitting there, he's pissed. He might get better this year because I think he averaged 40% 1 year with OKC, didn't he? From 3. But the one thing that puts me off a little bit off about him though is his high usage. He takes like 9 of them a game. But you'd be able to, if he has shooters around, if he's the proper shooters around him, you just let him keep driving to the lane.
Right.
And then that opens up everything. Because I'm laughing at these guys, Nick fans and stuff, for saying about getting in Kira Lewis or any of these rookies. You know, like Tibbs ain't starting no rookie.
I must say, drafting Vassell and have him start, and then Frank relieving Vassell, that might be better than Frank.
Actually,
yeah. I'd rather Frank of the two.
They both play the same, probably. You know, as far as the defense goes. I mean,
right. But the problem is every time you think Frank, people are saying, "Oh, he's a starting point guard. Oh, he's a point guard," and that's gonna make people say, you know, I had enough already. But if you say, "Hey, listen, he should back up Vassell," that's actually a good conversation.
Yeah,
that's a good conversation. So as long as the point guard situation is, you know, empty, we could start new. We could start maybe bring in, you know, whatever. Westbrook, DSJ, and maybe draft another backup point guard. That might be cool. But Vassell, you have Vassell, and then you have Frank backing him up. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. That's respectable, right?
Do y'all think if the Knicks get the chance, will they pull the trigger on that Westbrook trade, or do you think they'll think it too much because about the media and shit? Saying,
I'm gonna be honest. I think they're gonna do it because I just read an article that Tibbs wants to win now. He wants to win.
Yeah. I said the same one. He's not.
I said, oh, they know something. They about to get Westbrook. That article said everything to me. Like, okay, it's basically locked and loaded.
Teddy, they even said that he's making it sound like he's pushing it too much now. Like it's like, you know, it's almost like
who that Westbrook's pushing, trying to get himself.
Like Tibbs really wants to win now to the point like he's willing to give up draft picks. I don't remember the last paragraph they said, but it was.
If you're giving up a pick, it's either the $23 or the 27 pick this year. Other than that, I'm out. I'm not giving up the Dallas pick next year. I'm not giving us.
I mean, I'm definitely pro making the playoffs. I know a lot of people may not want to make the playoffs and may want to tank and want to be in the lottery next year. Yeah. But I'm definitely pro making the playoffs, and if that's Westbrook, then so be it.
Cool. Get Westbrook in, get shooters, lock all of them up for 3 years, and that's your team for the next 3 years, and see what we can do.
Yeah, there you go.
Instead of this roster turnover.
The Tibbs thing, though, man, is this, man. When it comes to Tibbs, I'm like, hey, man, just coach the players on the floor. Don't try to be a front office guy. Because the last time he was a front office guy, he wound up trading Zach LaVine, Lauri Markkanen, and something for Jimmy Butler. And instead of them making the playoffs, everybody was gone. You know what I'm saying? Zach is gone, Markkanen's gone, Tibbs is gone, and Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? I just tell Tibbs, just coach the dude that's on the floor. You ain't want to get him making decisions, and then next thing you know, everybody gone.
Right, they should leave it to he should have some say in what his roster is supposed to look like, but then not too much. More or less tell them I want this guy, and this guy, and then get Rose and all the guys to let them do it. But the Knicks, I have a feeling the Knicks are pulling something. If it's not Westbrook, it's something else.
I think it's Westbrook. I think it's almost like if it's Westbrook is basically handing on the platter to us. Mm-hmm. Like it's literally if we don't get him, this is front office bad moves. Like unless we're really going to rebuild, unless we're thinking like, you know what, we want to get these young guys. But I think going to the playoffs for these young guys would be the best thing.
It's winning is best for the development, not losing.
Absolutely,
getting winning habits. Right. And what I read too was that I was on ESPN on Friday. Zach Lowe said something about that the Knicks, after trading for Westbrook, will still have room for a max player in 2021. They still have enough of cap space. So, but Westbrook has a year. You have a possibility of getting someone in 2021. I don't want to say Giannis, but
you never know. If Westbrook on the team, a lot of people
why not, right?
Like, I don't want to jinx it. Like, I think I jinxed it when it comes to KD and Kyrie because I was 100% sure they were coming here.
Wait a minute. So Joey Madden messed it up for everybody.
Yeah, I was there. I was full sure they were coming. I was full sure they were coming.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but, I mean, so let me. I wanted to ask Teddy this. Listen, so you heard me break down like the simple pick and roll for the Knicks offense. So what do you think the Knicks can add to make that scenario even better? And I'll recap it, right? So Westbrook turns the pick and roll, and the defender steps up to stop Westbrook, and he throws the lob to Mitch. The next time down, Westbrook turns the corner, and they step up to stop Westbrook from dunking, and he throws the lob to Mitch. Or he goes down and dunks it himself. And then they slide 3 people into the paint to try to stop him, and he kicks it out to the corner to a wide open rookie, say Vassell. What else do you think the Knicks need to add to that offense to make that offense even better?
Having the other side a guy cutting to the basket.
That'd be RJ part. I could see RJ.
So one guy in the corner, the guy cutting.
No. I'm talking about what name, what player, like what player, what person.
Oh, RJ. I'd have RJ.
No, not RJ. I'm talking about who else would you add? Because we already have RJ.
Oh, what I'm talking about is how do you add another player to that team?
I'm trying to. Like, do you feel like because if you just get Westbrook in that scenario, we don't need to add say a Davis Bertans. You know what I'm saying? Just off of that.
I think we got him on the team already. I think Reggie Bullock.
Reggie or I don't know if you bring Dotson back.
Oh, I forgot about Dot. Dot could be if he. I don't think he's coming back, but if we did keep him, he would be good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he needs more minutes. And then remember Iggy as well. Iggy coming up for the brought up for the G League. Iggy coming up for the G League. I think this is be his year.
Yeah.
So if I step out, I want to hit stop Cam. If I want to step out and I hit stop Cam, right?
Stop Cam. Yeah.
I'll be back.
All right. Hey, hit mute your mic too.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the chat, and I keep seeing Robert Covington on this too. Like,
come in. That'd be a nice scenario if we take in a trade. I'd throw them a pick if that means them giving me Covington with Russ. That's your three. That's your three. That's your three, and you could play him at the 4. You could play him at the 3. Like he can play both. Fuck it, you could play him. He played at the 5 sometimes with Houston. So that's another versatile guy, like a versatile guy you could use. Definitely interesting.
And there's no way I'm trading Mitch. There's no way I'm trading Mitch for Westbrook. Mitch has to be part of the team, but Westbrook's coming to the team.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, no. What Mitch ain't going nowhere.
No,
Mitch or RJ. If they want Mitch or RJ in that deal, I'm not doing it.
Kind of defeats the purpose.
Anyone else, Knox, I wouldn't want to give up either. But the rest of them, I'd say I could give up. Knox to me still has potential, but just guarantee no Mitch, no RJ. That's not happening. What's the point?
Right. So the reason why I mentioned the Westbrook thing is man, listen, the Westbrook is so dynamic at point guard that him and Mitchell Robinson doing the pick and roll, man, you probably have the 2 most athletic guys at their position.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So. Westbrook is probably the most athletic point guard in the NBA right now. Him, John Morant, and maybe, but it's up for debate, right? Mitchell Robinson is probably the most athletic center, and it might be up for debate, but I don't know who is more athletic at center than Mitchell Robinson.
Who's stopping him running to the lane? Let's be honest. He get a full head of speed with a lob. Who's stopping that?
Right.
And that's where I think Houston messed up this year was by going small ball and trading away Clint Capella. If you were gonna trade away Clint Capella, you need to replace them with a center. You can't have a 6'5" PJ Tucker playing in the middle.
And this is what I would love about the Westbrook trade. I could just see the Garden just booming when this next.
Right. He's a dog. He'd be able to handle that, no problem. It's so
I could
aggressive.
Just see him talking to Kyrie like, just trash talking Kyrie the whole game, looking at KD like, you didn't want to come here. Let me show you what you missed.
And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. And listen, I know all of y'all are saints or whatever, and I know y'all help old ladies cross the street and sell Boy Scout cookies, Girl Scout cookies on the weekend and all that. But when I go to the Garden, I like to drink beer and be loud. So when I get there, I'm rowdy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it ain't right. If you quiet in there, you gotta go. That's
I'm rowdy in this room here by myself. You know what I'm saying? You can imagine here my people. You know what I'm saying? But Westbrook to me unlocks that thing that the Knicks already have in place. It's like when Indiana Jones snuck into the secret chamber and turned the thing and everything started going bananas. To me, that's the Knicks monster. The Temple of Doom, I think that's the Knicks right now. Like I think we're slept on. I think there's a lot of potential. The only thing is we need for somebody to come in there with the perfect piece to unlock it. Is that Chris Paul? I don't know, because Chris Paul ain't
No, I don't want Chris Paul.
You know,
give me Westbrook for that same amount of money. Give me Westbrook.
Same amount of money, same amount of package, like trade package. You got a way better. Westbrook's way better.
And we haven't had a point guard to draw the lane like him and facilitate. How many open shots we don't get?
Yeah. Oh, but imagine if he.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Imagine if he was able to start hitting a couple of more threes after he come to us.
Hey, man.
How much more better he'd be if he could start hitting threes.
Hey, but you know what? You know what people don't talk about though? RJ Barrett to be a shooting guard is probably one of the best rebounding guards in the league. Yeah, remember, he had a 15 rebound game. He had a 15 rebound game early in the season, and they were like, RJ, we can't let you crash the boards and shoot long distance, man. You got to either get back in transition or crash the boards. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, RJ, you got to get back in transition. So I mean, RJ Barrett can go get it, man. And then
RJ will get his shots. RJ will get his shots, and I think having Russell forces him to start shooting better, especially open catch and shoot open threes.
Right.
So
Right.
I think it works out for everybody.
And Westbrook knows being the spot up shooter is not his bag. That's the reason why he wants to get back to being Brody. If we get Brody, if we get Brody, think about if we get that Russell Westbrook that's mad as hell every game, that angry Russell Westbrook
Brody,
every game. Serious? Oh my God!
I could just hear through my speakers the Knicks fans just going crazy, man. I just hear defense.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I need that feeling back.
Because that's the thing we got to get moving now, because if we keep waiting, trying to build this thing, it's just making me sick looking across the street in that Brooklyn, in that Barclays Center, and them playing playoff basketball, and they're supposed to be the little brother, and then the main team in New York, the richest franchise in the NBA, sitting and rebuilding with no stars. They need to pull that Russell Westbrook trade. They have to pull it.
Like a Jason Kidd at the end of his career and start hitting threes. Jason Kidd could never shoot to the end of his
right.
Yeah, I think his athleticism went a little bit, so he started to stretch it out.
Yeah.
But Westbrook shooting threes, that'd be.
I don't want him shooting threes. I don't want. I hate his form. I just hate his form.
2 or 3 of them a game, not this 8 or 9 volume.
I like his short range. I like him shooting at the free throw. Like
mid range. Yeah. Mid-range, and then him at the basket, him going to the basket. I don't think I've ever seen an athlete or a player as gifted as him finishing around the rim. I don't think there has been.
Not at his size. Not
at his size. He's what, 6'3", so yeah.
Right.
Hey, Ralph, they said you had to sober down.
What? Sober down?
Oh, they said you had to leave it sober down.
That's how I be sometimes. Sometimes, I go a little unorthodox with that. Like, I'm going with. Look, remember, we gotta remember though. The Russell Westbrook conversation, that was crazy talk a month ago. Trading for Russell Westbrook, people were like, "Yo, you crazy?" No, hell no, that doesn't make. 2 months ago, 3 months ago, it was hard. That was one of the hardest conversations to have.
Right.
And now finally. It's making sense, and it is a smart idea, right?
Right.
So, I want to push that idea of, I see a Harden being traded. I mean, I see Steve Nash in Brooklyn. I see Amari Stoudemire. I see Mike D'Antoni there. Harden doesn't want to play. It's looking like he don't want to play in Houston.
I just think the system ain't made for Westbrook. That's what it is. That system, he needs to be.
I'm talking Harden might be moved to Brooklyn. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
I keep hearing that, and I would hate that.
Look, all I can do is if it is available. Look, if it is true, and Kyrie might be out of Brooklyn, I'm gonna inquire.
They're keeping Kyrie. I don't know where this Kyrie stuff came from.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
KD went over there before Kyrie.
I don't know. I mean, I just all I can do is inquire. Hey, listen, if I'm Leon Rose, are you guys moving Kyrie?
They're gonna hang up right away. Click.
Okay.
Yo, hey man, smash that like button, man. Get them likes up, man. Let's my man Teddy and Raphael and Joe be doing a good job, man. Y'all smash that like button. Show some appreciation for what they bring to the table, man.
But I do think my bad. I do think Harden may go to the 76ers though.
Okay. I mean, right? It's too early. We're at the earliest.
I could see the 76ers snatching him.
I don't know. I kind of struggle. Who's gonna move? Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid?
Ben.
I don't know, dog.
Ben and one of them bad draft picks, probably Tobias Harris or
Tobias has a bad contract. No, Tobias has man, he gets buckets, man.
He has the worst contract in the league.
No, I think
I would say.
Yeah,
because he gets paid more than Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons.
Yeah, he's the highest paid player on the team.
Yep.
Are they still in the rookie contracts? Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid or no?
No. They signed big deals.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm a Knicks,
hey, Art. Al Horford's deal started off big, but it's a declining contract. You know how some people contract increase every year? Al Horford contracts decreases every year. I think it decreases about $2 million every year. Yeah. And but you're right. Al Horford doesn't play, so that does make it a worse contract because he don't even play hardly.
That's true.
And Tobias, I think he's proven more. Like Tobias, he could shoot the ball.
Yeah.
If you look at his numbers,
I forgot about Blake Griffin. Yeah, I forgot about Blake Griffin too. Yeah.
That's why they sent him to the middle of nowhere.
Oh God, I forgot about John Wall. John Wall too. God,
John Wall might have to work.
That contract out here, man. And not that I didn't know, I just forget about him. You know how because I have no reason to talk about the Washington Wizards. So the reason why when you brought up John Wall, I'm like, oh, I forgot. But and the Detroit Pistons too. I have no real reason to talk about the Pistons, and and part of that has to do with I have a lot of cousins that live and family that live in Detroit, and they talk mad noise about the Knicks and the Wizards too. I have mad family in Baltimore, DC area, and they talk.
Why they trash talk the Knicks? I don't get it. There's a rivalry.
No, it's just. We the punching bag. It's easy to talk trash about the Knicks.
It's easy to talk about us.
Yeah. 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 I forgot. Yeah. Tobias Harris is from Long Island. I forgot about that. You don't think Tobias Harris has the worst contract? I don't know, man.
Look. Go to Basketball Reference.
It's up there.
Look at it.
Yeah, I know. He's expensive. But what does he give you? I mean, the dude makes the same amount of money as Klay Thompson, I think. I think him and Klay makes about the same amount of money. Who would you rather have? Klay?
It depends.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, look, he's around Ben Simmons and he's around Joel Embiid, and he's still getting 15 to 20 points, and he's not missing his shots. He doesn't miss.
He's definitely missing his shots.
But look at his numbers. What are we?
Yeah.
He doesn't miss.
Yeah. Hey man, man, it's crazy. I'm looking at Tobias Harris's numbers. I don't really see why that dude makes $32 million a year.
Man, he fleeced. Did he talk about the Clippers? I think the Clippers is the one who gave him that contract.
No, the Sixers gave it to him.
Was it a sign and trade though?
No. The last offseason, they let Jimmy Butler walk.
And sign.
I'm sorry. They did a Jimmy Butler sign and trade with Miami. That's how they got Josh Richardson, right? And at the same time, they re-signed Tobias Harris and Al Horford.
Okay, cool. But his field goal percentage is .470, and he's made 800 on free throw percentage. 19 points per game, 19.6 per, and he's almost like a career 20-point shooter.
Yeah, he's similar to Chris Middleton. I think him and Chris Middleton are similar to each other.
It's like Tobias don't fit on teams correctly. It seemed like
how much is Chris Middleton getting paid yearly?
I think it's like 32.
So
yeah,
if you said they're very similar, and they have similar contracts. Is Chris Middleton overpaid?
He earned his. I think he earned his.
I think Chris Middleton is not overpaid in a sense that you needed him to play with Giannis, right? But with Tobias Harris, I think he's overpaid because he doesn't make Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid better.
But if you trade Tobias Harris to another team, to Milwaukee, would he be earning his $35 million like Chris Middleton?
I don't know. I don't know if he'd be a fit with Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Because Giannis is a real particular. Because Giannis is the same size as an NBA center. He dominates the ball like a point guard, and he moves like a guard. You know what I'm saying? So he's basically like a weird fit because he can't shoot the ball. Like he's not a good shooter. So now you need somebody that can shoot in mid range and from three and defend, and so. Well, my man Woodshed is in the building. What's good, Wood? Wood, all I gotta say is Scala BCA. I still want to talk about that, man. I know you're like, man, let it go. But I think you might be right. I think you might be right about Scal. That's the reason why I keep bringing it up.
What? That he's the best? What about Scal? What?
I zero with Jan. Okay, all right. I see you. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. But I think Scal BCA has the physical talent to be the next breakout diamond in the rough.
Yeah, okay. I can't wait till Monday.
So my man said, so Trombo said he thinks Middleton is just a piece. I don't know, man. You don't make the All-Star team in the West by being just a piece, though. You know what I'm saying? In order to be the All-Star team in the West,
I hear that a lot about Chris Middleton. I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
So they're both of it. Look, Chris Middleton. Look, if Tobias deserves that same drama, so does Chris Middleton, because they're both about the same kind of player.
Right. Didn't they both play for Detroit at the same time?
I think so. Yeah.
I think Milwaukee drafted. I thought Milwaukee drafted Chris Middleton.
No. They threw Chris Middleton into the Brandon Knight trade. Remember Brandon Knight for Brandon Jennings? Yeah. And the Bucks didn't want to take it, so the Pistons threw in Chris Middleton. And Chris Middleton, as the throw-in, wound up being better than all the players that were included in that trade.
Crazy, right?
Crazy, man. It's good. It's just what happens.
Do you see a lot of movement this offseason? As far as me too.
I see a Knicks making a lot of moves. I see a Knicks making a lot of moves, man.
I think this front office is serious about having the Knicks back on the map.
I think that for this front office is going to be straight up like either you can play or you can't, and if you can't play, we getting you out of town.
And it seems like they got a mob mentality already. Leon, you over here?
You see how fast they cut Trier, right?
I like the way Teddy. Okay, go ahead, Teddy.
Get up out of here.
Hey, they first move was cutting Trier. Remember that?
They said he was a locker room killer.
Oh man.
So what do you anticipate in the offseason? How many trades? We heard that they want to make 2 trades, right? The Knicks are trying to make 2 trades. So, and the draft. I think
we're going to take some 2 salary dumps.
And I know exactly ones, or I feel like I know what exactly, or the 2 salary dumps they're going to make. I feel like we're going to take on Russell Westbrook's contract and trade away player options, and then we're going to absorb Gordon Hayward's contract. So now we'll have the 1, 2, and 3 sewn up. All we have to do is
that Gordon Hayward trade.
Huh?
I just want to put that out there that I've been on the Gordon Hayward trade. For
yeah. So I think that is done. And as far as free agents go, I think they're going to sign a cat like Jay Crowder, Danny Green, somebody like that is a bona fide 3-and-D player.
I don't like Danny Green. He don't want to be here. I hear. Yeah, he don't want to be. I've seen some interviews.
Danny Green seems to go on all the championship teams. So
yeah.
Every team he gets on, it seems like it's a championship team.
Damn.
Hey, you know what? So he either he's the lucky charm or he's a contributor.
Right. I didn't think about it like that. Yeah.
Either he's the lucky charm or he's a contributor. Either way, he's getting those rings. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Teddy, who do you think is going to be traded? Who do you think we're gonna? What contracts do you think we're going to absorb?
I think. Oh, I'm sorry. You talking to Teddy? I'm gonna get some water right quick. Y'all go ahead, man. I'm gonna just get some water.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think there's one for sure that I won't, and that's Westbrook. I think he would change this team up so in a positive direction if he isn't chucking so much. Like if he's becomes more of a team guy.
And remember what he said. He said he wants to dominate like he was dominating in OKC, right?
And he would.
We heard that. I'm like, why is he saying that? Like, what's he talking about?
And I think Tibbs and him would actually be good for each other because I think Westbrook needs a coach that's going to hold him.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Right, I'm a big fan of his antics.
Yeah,
when he's telling you can't guard me. I'm a big fan of.
And that's New York Knicks. That's New York Knicks. Everything about New York, like.
Oh man, that's underrated.
He'll start coming in with nothing but weak Timbs.
What happened?
Coming to the
coming to the guard with the weak Timbs. Yes, but I'm a big fan of his antics. Like that is something that we need more in basketball, more in the NBA. And I mean, granted, this the pandemic and this, that, and the third, but listening to him do his antics and trash talk everybody, that's good. But I think that fits, like you said. I think that goes well in the NBA and in the Garden. So,
do you think they pick up Buddy Hield?
I'm listening to you first. I mean, I like Buddy Hield. He's a.
I'm in. I like Buddy Hield. I like the thought of Buddy Hield, but when I watch him play, he pisses me off sometimes. Like it's like he got low IQ. Like he'd just shoot. It'd be like the craziest shot sometimes. I'm like, that was, you know what I mean? Like, what was that? But if he's like
let me tell you something about Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield starts off cold. So in his first 20 games, this guy's like chucking, and you're like, yo, man. But then he gets into a rhythm, and opposing teams is like, yo, man, I got to deal with this guy today. Because he's a 40% three-point shooter. So imagine he's taking all those bad shots you're saying, and he still could finish the season 40% from three. So you chucking and you making them in. So and winning games.
And I think he would love the New York. I think he would love that New York market, boy. He would eat that. Eat that up.
Buddy Hield, he's a killer. I mean, after he finished, he starts off cold, but once he starts to get hot, that's the guy. That's the guy that I'm like, oh man, who's gonna
Buddy Hield? No, y'all, hey man, I don't think y'all doing Buddy any justice, man. Buddy Hield is on pace to break the all-time three-pointers record. He averages more threes per game than the dude in first place right now, Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
So he legit stays on the same pace and maybe 2 years after Steph Curry retires, this dude's gonna break the all-time three-pointer record.
And that's what I said. And that's what I mentioned, Freezy. Right. I think that Buddy.
Yeah, I was saying.
My only. Oh yeah. I agree. I just don't know if Buddy starts off cold. I think Buddy is.
He always starts off cold, and then he gets hot. And when he gets hot,
hey, either way, man. Either way. So here's my thing to shock the argument a little bit, and I've been feeling like this for about 2 or 3 months. I feel like if we trade for Buddy Hield, I feel like we also have to draft Aaron Nesmith to balance the floor. You know what I'm saying? So now when Russell Westbrook turns the corner, you know what I'm saying? You can't sag. You got to let Westbrook dunk. You got to, because if you don't, if you sag pinch your defense in any direction, you have a generational shooter waiting for a wide open shot. You know what I'm saying? So
can that work? Russell Westbrook and Buddy Hield?
Yeah, if you pinch in, think about if Buddy Hield's man pinches in.
I just never thought about putting those two together.
Yeah, you can't. Buddy Hield's defender legit can't leave Buddy Hield, and Aaron Nesmith's man legit can't leave Aaron Nesmith. You know what I'm saying? So now you have a situation where you gotta let Westbrook score his 45, get his 10 assists, and get his 10 rebounds.
The thing
because if you start sagging, I feel like you start that pick your poison scenario that never works. It's like when cats wanted to legit start double and triple teaming Michael Jordan, and Steve Kerr and Ron Harper could hit knockdown threes. So it's like legit pick your poison. You know what I'm saying? Do you want Michael Jordan to go off for 55, or do you want to lose to the Bulls by 25?
Crazy. I feel like if I go with Naismith, I kind of like the way the Cleveland Cavaliers developed Colin Sexton, because I feel like I would just let Naismith. I just let Naismith go. I would let him go. I feel like Naismith.
And so Simma Singh said, y'all want to give up 150 points a game. But what you failing to realize, Simma, and I think you know this already, but I guess y'all don't know if you want to admit it, but you don't need lockdown defenders in the NBA no more. The NBA allows you to play zone. That's the reason why the Milwaukee Bucks keep losing in the playoffs, because teams legit play that 3-2 zone. With say you put 3 guys about 6'6", 6'7" across the top of the key, and they can defend anybody in space. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to have Tony Allen on your team no more, because you can play the 3-2 zone, and it stops everything except 3-point shooting, right? And then the thing at 3-point shooting, say if a team shoots 40%, guess what that means? That means they miss 60% of their shots, even if they make 40% of them. So that means long rebounds are headed the other way, and now you have a team with small guards looking to defend wings on a fast break. So it's like pick your poison in terms of what you want out of your basketball team. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, boss.
But still, having a Tony Allen could serve a good purpose.
Yeah. But what I mean, I'm talking about with the salary though. Now you don't have to find a Tony Allen and pay him a bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? So you can use that money, and yeah, hey, Woodshed is right. The league has changed. You don't have to have the combo no more.
When you were doing that comparison, I was trying to make that argument. I'm like, this is a different league, and that zone. I should have mentioned about how zone defenses are helping out. Look at a lot of people look just right now. We heard Teddy. He wants Davis Bertans as in his starting 5 because he's a good shooter, but he's not a great defender, and that's okay. Right. That's okay.
And you know what else? You know what else about Davis Bertans? The Wizards were garbage, and he wasn't even starting. But teams want to pay him $20 million a year.
No. Who was garbage?
Davis Bertans.
No, he did good last year.
No, he don't start. He's not a starting level forward.
Davis Bertans did good last year.
Yeah,
he was good. He had one of the best.
And he's good at shooting. He's good at shooting, but what else does Gordon Bertans do?
He could get you assists. Stretches the floor. I mean, him and Bradley Beal had one of the best. That's why people want to pay him $15 million.
That combination got them the 9th pick in the draft.
Because that was the goal. It's not because they were that bad.
Well,
I don't know about
So Wood said Bertans is a finishing piece. He's not a building block. I agree with him. I don't think you legit go out and try to pick Bertans.
I was trying to make a point about defense and how you don't need Davis Bertans is not a great defender, and he's still a good finishing piece, like maybe Teddy wanted. But we were talking about how defense is almost non-existent because zone defenses are helping these players today. Ever since they started that whole zone defense, people who don't play good defense, it has helped their careers. For sure, right? Play strong defense, they're probably losing their jobs.
Right. And, it's one of the reasons why. It's one of the reasons why Frank Ntilikina is not as valuable as what people think. Guys that are strictly defensive guys that don't bring offense to the table, they're not as valuable. Like instead of like for instance, Robert Covington is a great piece, right? But the reason why he's a great piece is because once he leaves the defensive side of the floor, he's an athletic slasher, dunker, 3-point shooter. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely the epitome of what a 3-and-D is. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it depends on what you want. My point is if you go out and trade for Buddy Hield, I feel like in order to balance the floor, you need to get a Aaron Nesmith or a knockdown 3-point shooter. so teams won't be able to bring a weak side defender into the paint to contest Westbrook. So if you have the floor balanced, if you have a Hield on one side, a Neesmith on the other side, your weak side defender has to account for his man. He can't, at no circumstance, leave a dead-eye three-point shooter wide ass open. You know what I'm saying?
Again, though, I do like Naismith. If I have a Naismith, I'm starting. Me personally, I'm starting Naismith, and I like the problem that I see with the Knicks roster is we don't have a solid number one scoring option. I feel like Naismith versus Julius Randle or versus RJ Barrett could probably win out being the better number one scoring option versus those two. And possibly, I don't think Mitchell Robinson is probably the number 3 or 4 scoring option. But long story short,
right.
Naismith might beat out because it's so competitive in this league. It's not okay just to be great. You have to sort of compete for your scoring option. You got to go against Julius Randle and outbest him but
my scenario, have you noticed my scenario didn't list to Julius Randle? You notice I hadn't said Julius Randle's name yet.
Yeah, that's cool. But I'm just going with the fact that they don't trade him. But you have to go into the fact that Naismith. If there's a situation like RJ Barrett and Julius Randle situation when they're fighting about scoring options, I feel like Naismith could literally compete in his own team for that number one scoring option and beat out Julius Randle. But Julius Randle's going to have to respect his jump shot. Like, you know what? I like your shooting. You help me with my assists. I need you in this team. Okay, I'll give you the ball. You could be the number one scoring option because there is value to you. I could see the same thing possibly with RJ Barrett, where he might want to pass Naismith the ball versus passing Julius Randle the ball. Right. So I feel like Naismith could he can literally, and this is what he could literally just say, you know what, this is my team too. I belong here, and I know how to create free throws. I know how when I get to free, when I drive it,
right.
I can create the contact, foul, and I know how to knock down the free throws. So it's worth. So it's like, you know what? This guy, in my eyes, possibly could be the number one scoring option in this team, which is, we don't have I'm not going to put Randle the number one. I'm not going to put RJ the number one. Mitchell Robinson at most might be the number 4 scoring option. And I feel like, you know what? I think we need Naismith more than we think. Even though Devin Vassell does provide a great defense, and I can't underestimate that because it's good to have a great perimeter defenders in this team because it allows the team to manipulate more. But somebody needs to be a solid number one scoring option. I can't let Randle or RJ Barrett be the number one scoring option. I'm sorry, and I just feel like, you know what, Naismith.
What is leading the Knicks podcast talking about? Is he trolling us already? It's too early for him to be trolling us.
Yeah.
Is he trolling us already? We were mad civil. We were civil and nice to each other. And then here come leading the Knicks podcast coming in trying to stir us up. Oh,
somebody got to take the scoring option away from RJ Barrett and Randle. Those two guys they cannot be the number one scoring option. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to diss those guys, but those guys are good number 2 and number 3. That's it.
I think the overall getting us pointed in the right direction move is acquiring Westbrook first, right? Like, don't speculate, don't assume that he's in the bag. Go get him and bring him on the team. And then once you have him, you know what other assets you have to maneuver and make other moves with, right? Because what you don't want to do is freeze your assets and hoping that you can get Westbrook, and then somebody outbids you, and then now you're stuck with those assets that you could have moved prior. You know what I'm saying? Now you're scared money has to make you money in a market that doesn't have assets for you to move that scared money with. So I say make the move first, then see what your team looks like. So say if we go get Westbrook and they ask for Frank, DSJ, Knox, Portis, and whatever, right? So we make that move and then we take a step back and look at our roster. And so we say, oh, okay, you know what we need? We need 3-and-D wings, or you know what we need? We need some backup bigs. Or if they take Mitch, then we say, you know what we need? We need a starting center. You know what I mean? So we make the move for Westbrook first. And then once we make the move for Westbrook, you know the recipe that works with him is long defenders that can shoot the three. So now you go out and get your Devin Vassals or your Aaron Neesmiths or both. You go get your Desmond Bane, your Tyler Bay. Then you make the trade for your Buddy Hield if you have to trade for Buddy Hield. You include Robert Covington if you have to have him. You know what I'm saying? So now you at least have a semblance of what your team is going to look like going forward, right? And then once you get there, then entering free agency, you're like, okay, so I don't necessarily need to trade for, say, or I don't need to trade for a Davis Bertans because, you know, we already have guys that can shoot. Maybe now all we need to focus on is lockdown defenders. Now you want to go get guys like your Zeke Najis, your Tyler Bays, your whoever it is that you can acquire on the cheap. And then plus once you do all of that, once you get your roster to what is almost a finished product, then you can look at the cats that didn't get drafted. You know what I'm saying? Like who didn't get drafted in the top 60? Can I run out and sign a couple of those guys that were undrafted, kind of like we did Alonzo Trier, you know what I'm saying, the other year, and so see if that works for us. Oh, hey Ted, so Legion of Knicks podcast is saying Russell Westbrook is not a building block. Is he trolling?
I see what he's saying because we're going off what Russ has done for us lately, and last year was just a bad year for Russ in the playoffs. He got exposed so bad.
Right.
It's kind of hard to I see where he's coming from. It's kind of hard to see him as somebody that you really want to build. But at the same time, we need to get these young guys to even just sniff the playoffs. Let's just get them to sniff the playoffs first and go from there.
I don't know what Legion is talking. I mean, I don't know. I think with him and Mitch, that'd be a great just duo. Would you keep Portis if we picked up Westbrook? I like Portis a lot. I unfortunately I feel like Portis may be one of the pieces that we may need to move in order to get a guy. I like Portis though. I've always liked Portis. You know what I'm saying? I think he plays hard. I don't know if his reaction skills are what they should be.
Right.
Because I saw him get a lot of flagrant fouls this year on plays that he saw coming, but he just got there late. Yeah. Like he saw the layup coming on Bradley Beal. By the time he got out there, he almost knocked Bradley Beal's head off. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to getting there on time and just swiping at the ball, you know, or putting his hand straight up. So, again, Legion, man, I think you're wrong, man. I think what I described is a 2 decision or 3 decision play. Russell Westbrook turns the corner, right? And Mitch's defender steps up to stop Russ, and he throws a lob to Mitch, right? Russell Westbrook turns the corner, Mitch's man stays with Mitch, Westbrook dunks, right? Russell Westbrook turns the corner, Mitch's man stays with Mitch, and the weak side defender comes from out of nowhere to stop Russ from dunking, and he kicks it out to a wide open Buddy Hield for 3. I mean, that's just like 3 decisions. You don't have to be super high IQ to make the decision. It's just reactionary. You know, just kick it to the open man or dunk it. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? And teams can't legit stay in front of Westbrook. If they could stay in front of Westbrook wouldn't be a career 26 point per game scorer, 8.5 assists, 8.5 rebounds. That's Hall of Fame numbers. Yeah, hey, Art. Yeah, the thing with Jimmy Butler, man, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about Jimmy Butler. I am not a Jimmy Butler fan, but I understand your point, and it's a good point.
So I like what I get where Legion coming from, but at the same time, who does he want to point guard? That's the better question. If he doesn't see Westbrook being that,
See, so Teddy, look, so this is what so I understand your point too, and so check this out. So he said right here, Lakers couldn't stay in front of Westbrook and they dominated him. Not a good point. The Knicks don't have James Harden. The Knicks don't have James Harden.
And what he is failing to realize is Westbrook in the East is a different player than Westbrook in the West.
Right. So you can't legit have Russell Westbrook on the ball when you have James Harden on the ball. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it don't work. There's only one basketball. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't say, well, what about last year with James Harden? Well, James Harden is a ball hog. You know what I'm saying? You got a point guard playing next to a dude that's a ball hog. I mean, he legit come to the Knicks, and I think he's an MVP candidate. And I know. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ted.
I was about to say, for the sake of just good NBA drama, having him go against KD again all the time and Kyrie, I think it'd be good for that as well. Like, just to bring back the Knicks to being relevant, even if we're, I think it'd be competitive. I think if we put some shooters around Westbrook, I think Mitch would just dominate a lot more than what we're thinking. RJ, he doesn't have to be the man. He'd be the number 2.
Right.
I mean, I see a lot of benefits because I think we threw RJ the whole plate instead of, planting the seed and letting them grow.
Right.
I think it just works out all type of ways. And then if we get a 3-point shooter to go with it, like I think Reggie Bullock's gonna be a bigger part of this team than we think next season.
Right. Right. That may be true. And so I equate the not Westbrook argument to giving Tito Jackson a Grammy. Why we want to give Tito Jackson a Grammy? Tito Jackson ain't did nothing. The only thing he did was get out the way so Mike can perform.
Right.
Tito was like, go ahead, Mike, do your thing, Mike. He on the same stage. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying about like say a Fred VanVleet and Kawhi Leonard. People are like, well, no,
that's somebody I don't want Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, they don't bring in Russell Westbrook, but I'll throw the bag at Fred VanVleet. Really? Fred VanVleet was the 4th best player on the championship team, right? He's the Tito Jackson of the Toronto Raptors, and people legit want to throw the bag at Fred VanVleet. And he fit all the things that we don't want. So first of all, he's 6'5'11", right? Can't finish at the basket.
Okay.
Right? 4th best player on his team, right? But the Knicks want to throw the bag at him. Why do the Knicks want to throw the bag at the 4th best player on a championship team? And then he get here, and y'all expect him to handle all the pressure. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, in the place of Michael Jackson, we got Tito. We didn't come to see Tito Jackson, bro. We don't want to see Tito. We don't want to see Randy. We don't want to see Jermaine. We want to see Mike. That's what we want. And that's our Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is not Michael Jackson.
That's another thing that we ain't talking about. It's a shortened season next season. If we just get Westbrook on a shortened season next season as well,
man, bro.
And
all systems go for 72 games. All systems go for 72 games. You're talking about from the first tip, we're going as fast as we can for 72 games. That's crazy.
So you can start making trades on Monday, right? Is that what I heard?
I don't know. Is it the 16th? Is Monday the 16th?
I think Thursday's a draft. I think Friday we could possibly make trades.
I think Wednesday's the draft.
No, you can make trades on draft night.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, you can make trades on draft night.
So I thought free agency I want to say was the 20th. But
man, I'm not overrating Russell Westbrook. The thing I said is accurate. What I'm saying is, if you run the pick and roll with Russell Westbrook, Mitchell Robinson sets the screen and rolls to the basket. Right? Russell Westbrook is going to beat his man off play design. So the most athletic guy is going to beat his man off play design, going to the basket. The play is designed for Westbrook to beat his man. So now Mitchell Robinson's man has to do one of two things. Either has to stay with Mitch to prevent the lob or let Westbrook dunk. Right? So say he makes either decision. Say he comes up to Westbrook to stop Westbrook. It's a lob to Mitch. You can't stop it. Right? Now he turns the corner again, and the guy is like, well, I don't want Mitch catching no lob. I'm going to just let Westbrook dunk. Right? So now the coach is like, well, we don't want either. We're going to bring the weak side defender. We're going to pull the weak side defender off Buddy Hield to come and stop Westbrook from doing either. Now all it is a corner pass to a wide open, historically great three-point shooter. That's not rocket science, and it's not overrating Russell Westbrook. That's saying play design creates the open look. The reason why you think I'm overrating him is because you haven't seen it in the last 1,000 years with the Knicks point guard, because we've never had a Russell Westbrook. So you assume that I overrate Westbrook because you think it can't happen because you saw Frank Ntilikina trying to do it. Well, guess what? Frank Ntilikina is not Russell Westbrook. Elfrid Payton is not Russell Westbrook. Dennis Smith Jr. is not Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has done this thing and effectively showed that it'll work to the point that he won an MVP and averaged a triple-double in consecutive seasons. So saying that I'm saying Russell Westbrook as this new alien that nobody has ever seen before is not true. The fact remains this dude has done it in the league for more than 10 years. I mean, I'm not.
Freezy.
I know I'm bringing up Frank. Okay, all right. You got me. He got me. All right, you got me. Hey, go ahead, Raphael.
You think it's possible? I saw. Shout out to Guillermo and Legion of Knicks podcast. You think it's possible? Guillermo was talking about Victor Oladipo and Russell Westbrook. And here's my question to you guys. Do you think it's possible Russell Westbrook gets traded to the Pacers? Ooh. I hear that the Pacers are not happy with Malcolm Brogdon. So maybe we can possibly – and Russell Westbrook did play with Victor Oladipo. You think it's possible that Russell Westbrook ends up with the Pacers? What you thinking about that? Both. I want to ask you both you guys.
Go ahead, Teddy. Go ahead.
Teddy, what do you think about that, Teddy?
I could see it. Let Indiana make moves. They got their coach now, and it looked like they're slowly making moves. I just think, man, I can't see him playing for Indiana though. I think.
He's familiar with Victor Oladipo and Domantas Sabonis. He knows those guys.
They're trying to get rid of Oladipo, anyways.
But there's a new thing that came out that Victor Oladipo didn't say anything wrong. That those rumors are wrong.
He had to.
He wants to win a championship now. He wants to see them win. So maybe with the Russell Westbrook possibility, a reunion of Russell Westbrook, Victor Oladipo, Domantas Sabonis. And maybe they'll move from, because remember, was you here when I started talking about Miles Turner? Remember I was here talking about Miles Turner the other time?
Yeah.
So they might move Miles Turner. They might move Malcolm Brogdon, right? And they might try to look to get a Russell Westbrook. I mean, it looks like if you move both those contracts, that it's possible you can afford a Russell Westbrook. So. And I know this, shout out to J Deals Direct, but if you move Miles Turner and if you move Malcolm Brogdon, I think that's cheaper. I mean, Russell Westbrook contract should be fine if you decide to move those two players.
Well, I mean, hey, there's a bunch of scenarios, man, and so I agree with JP.
I mean, we got to talk about them all since we're here, right? So, what do you think about Freezy? Freezy, what do you think about the Pacers possibly landing Russell Westbrook? Is that a possibility in your eyes?
No. I think when you talk about the Houston Rockets, the Phoenix Suns, the Indiana Pacers, the Memphis Grizzlies, all of them are really like some of the stingiest owners in the game. And I say stingy, but I mean probably money conscious. Like they don't want to go open. Yeah.
But what I'm trying to explain is Malcolm Brogdon's contract is a big contract, and they might move away from Malcolm Brogdon's contract because they're not happy with him. Is what I'm trying to explain to you. They might move Malcolm Brogdon to Houston alongside possibly Miles Turner too, and that would save them a lot. That would save them a lot of money. If you have let me look. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Don't mind me, and then I'll explain to you how much is Malcolm Brogdon's contract is, and I'm gonna explain to you how much it is.
Is it Billy Donovan in Indiana now?
No, I think he's with the Bulls.
Okay.
Who's with the Bulls?
Billy Donovan.
Yeah, he's with the Bulls. Yeah. So J. Dill said, let's assume we get Russ. Is Buddy Hield the only bona fide player we can bring in basically? No. I used Buddy Hield as an example because somebody here in the panel said it, and then another person in the chat said it. So if we bring in Russ and we bring in Buddy Hield, we're basically bringing in $59 million. You know what I'm saying? But we'll also have $60 million that can go out if we include Julius Randle. So we can do Julius Randle and all the player option guys and say whatever draft pick for Buddy Hield and Russell Westbrook.
So, yeah, Malcolm Brogdon, 20 mil, Miles Turner, 18 mil.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. So the thing is with a Russell Westbrook, and I know people get tired of beating a dead horse with Russell Westbrook, but to me, and in my opinion, and I know I said this before, man, and I guess I'll say it one more time, but in my opinion, I don't think you can turn down a bona fide player at a position that you've been needing a great player at that position for 15 to 30 years. You know what I'm saying? The last great point guard I feel like we had was probably Michael Ray Richardson. Some of y'all don't even know who that is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even and before him, Clyde Frazier. If I'm saying names that you're not familiar with, or names that you gotta remember, now you know exactly why I say we need to bring in Russell Westbrook. Solve the problem for the near future and for the next 3 years. Why not?
Would you say Russ's should be our main focus this offseason?
Russ should be a what?
I think Russ should be
I don't think he should be the main thing. What I'm saying is either shit or get off the pot with Russell Westbrook is basically what I'm saying. Sorry to be so crude about it, but what I'm saying is if we want Westbrook, go ahead and do it and pay for it, right? And then take the rest of this week to build around Westbrook. Like for instance, give me an example. So if you don't feel like you can get Russell Westbrook on draft night, right, then that determines who you pick at 8. So if you are uncertain about Westbrook, you might take Kira Lewis Jr. But then what if you get Westbrook? Now you drafted a Kira Lewis Jr. and you have a Russell Westbrook when you could have drafted a Devin Vassell, Aaron Nesmith, a Patrick Williams, an Isaac Okoro, somebody like that could complement Russell Westbrook. A Kira Lewis Jr. is not going to complement a Russell Westbrook because you're basically turning him into a Kobe White with the Bulls, like a guy that's super fast, but now you're turning him into a 3-point shooter because another guy is handling the ball most of the time. Shout out to the chat, everybody, man. Hey, Teddy, look, man. I'm going to tell you and Raphael this, and y'all probably going to laugh. But so it's 1:54 in the morning, right? And y'all got 22 people watching y'all on YouTube. And y'all might not think it's nothing. Y'all probably want to see like 900 people. Bro, I'm here to tell you, to get this many people listening to y'all and contributing to y'all is a huge thing. Y'all should be proud of that. That's huge.
Thanks, man.
You know what I'm saying? You need to, shout them out. Shout the chat. Hey, shout out to the chat, man. Y'all subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that. That's a big thing, man, because there's a lot of YouTubers out there that don't get 23 people in the middle of the day. You know what I'm saying? And y'all getting them in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the chat, man.
Yeah.
You know,
I want to respond to something that Woodshed said, that about Russell Westbrook, that he can only take you to the playoffs and that's it. I mean, sometimes that's the first step that we want to do. We want to take RJ Barrett to the playoffs. We want Mitchell Robinson in the playoffs, you know.
Plus, I mean, you just never know when the playoffs starts. You just never know these mentalities. You know, can they handle the playoffs?
You can't keep those guys tanking for year after year. You want to see them in the playoffs. Those guys want to be in the playoffs. You know, I'm sure RJ Barrett doesn't want to see his friends in the playoffs, and he's tanking, only winning 25 games, 35 games. You know, that's demoralizing. So,
and that's another thing to the chat. Can we please start talking about DJ Augustine? Oh, the DJ Augustine talk.
Yeah. Michael,
it really does.
Junior, whatever you want to say, you know, whoever's available. Look, man, whoever's available that is going to help us get 41 wins, 45 wins. You know, that's what we need.
Right.
They go Wi-Fi saying Mitch is gone in the Westbrook trade. He's not going to be traded in that Westbrook trade.
Could we afford Buddy Hield and Russ?
Yeah.
That was
you can afford. Say for instance the player option guys, right? The player option guys. We term player options will get $42 million in free cap space. If you include Julius Randle's contract, they give you $61 million. Right, and then if you need to create more cap space, then you'll have 13 mil in between Frank Ntilikina and Dennis Smith Jr. So now you're talking about 73 mil. So 73 mil, we can legit take on Westbrook and another max player if you're willing to give up Frank Ntilikina and Dennis Smith Jr. And if you more, then you can give up Kevin Knox, because Kevin Knox is at $6 million also.
I have to say, Freezy, I am getting kind of sold with Devin Vassell as a starting shooting guard and Frank Ntilikina backing up Devin Vassell in the shooting guard role. I'm kind of getting sold on in terms of defense. You know, I kind of like that. Russell Westbrook, you know, like Russell Westbrook and maybe Dennis Smith Jr. Let's say Russell Westbrook and Dennis Smith Jr., which Teddy said that he can see Dennis Smith Jr. Improve and better his game from. That could be kind of cool. And Devin Vassell starting, Frank Ntilikina coming off the bench. That could be cool. And then at the small forward, you have RJ Barrett. Now in the small forward position, if RJ Barrett is starting, then you probably want to get a backup small forward. You know, that could be a good fit there. I still will keep Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson, maybe Taj Gibson on a better deal, in a better contract. I mean, I don't know what's out there. I don't know, because I got to spend some money. So I spent $40 million on Russ. I got $18 million on Julius Randle. I got to figure out what's my budget for my center, and I got to figure out how much.
It depends because the thing that we do. These things, so these things are not linear, right? So you can't be on bus A and bus B at the same time, right? So if you do all the player options, right, to get Russell Westbrook and say whatever asset, say a first round pick down the road, right? So now you spent the player option money on Russell Westbrook, right? So you still have other options. So your option is Buddy Hield, right? So now you can either do DSJ, Frank, and Knox for Buddy Hield, right? That their contracts match his money, right? Or you can do Julius Randle. His money matches Buddy's money, right? So basically, we have double the amount of Buddy Hield's contract. So say if you want to do Buddy Hield and a Zach LaVine, you still have the money to go out and get both. So you can legit get Buddy, Zach LaVine, and Russell Westbrook, depending on how you want to turn your roster over. Now, with that said, I'm not a big fan of constantly turning over rosters for the sake of turning over rosters, right? But I'm saying if your plan is to move in a direction with those three guys, you have ultimate cap flexibility depending on who you want to keep. Say if all you want to keep is RJ and Mitchell Robinson, that means you can use the rest of your cap or the rest of your contracts to put together deals for other guys. Not saying that I'm a big fan of that, but what I'm saying is don't limit yourself or box yourself in with last year's thinking based on the contracts that you already have on the books. You have ultimate flexibility. You can do whatever it is that you want to do as long as you understand the direction you're going in is going to put you in a situation where you have a Hield contract, a LaVine contract, a Westbrook contract, all of them for the next 3 years. Now, how do you fill out the rest of your roster? So now all you have to do is think about, like, do I want to build this team for the short term or the long term? You know what I'm saying? Or is it just about winning? So now we're in a situation for the first time ever that we can basically move any chess piece we want. We have all our chess pieces and more. You know what I'm saying? So we can make the moves that we want around the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, we used to say have a rook and a pawn against somebody who's got all the pieces. So it's not like that no more. Now we're in the catbird seat to do whatever we want to do. You know what I'm saying? So whatever decision that you want to make, say if it's the Gordon Hayward deal, say if it's the Buddy Hield deal, say if it's the Russell Westbrook deal, you have ultimate cap flexibility to do whatever it is that you want to do.
So who would be what would be the perfect two players that you would want to pick up this offseason? Is it Russ and Buddy for you?
To be honest with you, Teddy, I just want to win. You know what I'm saying? And I think Westbrook puts us in a situation where we can win right away because he, in my opinion, he unlocks your RJ Barrett, he unlocks your Mitchell Robinson, and depending on the guys that we've discussed, remember, the two prospects we discussed the last week or so, Aaron Nesmith and Devin Vassell is who we've been discussing like the last week or so. So we can legit make a deal to get either one or both of those guys. And Russell Westbrook, to me, unlocks both of them. You know what I'm saying? Because one guy loves to play D, right? And is a spot-up shooter on offense. And the other is a dead-eye three-point shooter. Like, you legit can't leave him open for a millisecond or he's going to break your heart. You know what I'm saying? So, right. I mean, in a situation with that, I feel like, man, we have the ultimate flexibility. The only thing I ask Leon Rose is, Leon Rose, don't nick this up. Leon Rose, do not nick this up. Don't do something so stupid and make us hustle backwards. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just be flexible. You got all your chess pieces. You know what I'm saying? Just take it easy. Like, if you want to get Russell Westbrook, okay. If the Knicks are convinced that Chris Paul is a better option, okay. All right. Right? I can see it. You know what I'm saying? But don't put us in a situation where, like for instance, I'll give you an example. Some people in the chat say, well, you depending on Russell Westbrook, his athleticism is not going to be there. He's 32. But at the same time, they don't mention Chris Paul is 35. And his athleticism is diminishing. So how you going to tell me you'd rather have Chris Paul, with diminishing athleticism at 35 in 2 more years than a Russell Westbrook at 32 with 3 more years? So in 3 years, Russell Westbrook will be Chris Paul's age right now. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is that you want to do, make sure that you just go ahead and do it in a smart way that don't destroys our franchise.
All I want to say, I believe if we trade for Russell Westbrook, which I think we should, right? I can see us trading down from 8 to 14 with Boston. I have a feeling that it's not going to be so simple. I don't think we're going to still keep that 8th pick. I think that 8th pick is going to be traded down for some extra picks, and those extra picks might be sent to Houston. Houston may want some of those Boston picks, so to speak, right? So that's my prediction. That's something that I can see happen. I can see the Knicks trade down with Boston first, and then.
Dog, are you legit? Are you legit saying Boston, Houston, and the Knicks are going to engage in a three-way? That send Gordon Hayward to Houston, and we get the draft picks and Russell Westbrook. Is that what you're getting at?
Possibly. They probably get Gordon Hayward and they get the 20 picks, and then we'll keep the 14th because they're gonna want picks. I mean, they're gonna want some draft. Look, if those players are leaving, if Russell Westbrook is leaving, if James Harden is leaving, like the rumors are saying, right? Then I think they're gonna want from at least a pick or two. They're gonna want this year. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hey, so I'm gonna just throw this out here because I think Legion of Knicks podcast want a piece of me. Hey, Legion of Knicks, if you want to do a versus battle, Russell Westbrook versus CP3, bring it on, man. I ain't scared. Bring it on. We can do it tomorrow. I ain't scared. Legion of Knicks, what you gonna do? CP3 versus Russell Westbrook. You want a piece of me?
It was so crazy. I don't think we're gonna get either or when it's all said and done.
You don't think so, man?
It just seemed like it's a pipe dream almost. Like Westbrook would do good in New York. I just think that for some reason we just don't close the deals.
I just think Legion of Knicks podcast just want a piece of me. He just want a piece of me in a versus battle. That's what it is. That's what I think it is. I think Legion of Knicks want a versus battle.
So you think they just like the attention, Teddy? The Knicks just like the attention. I mean,
it's just rumors because ain't nothing going on right now.
Ain't going on over here. I like that. That's not a bad observation. I can't disagree. You can't rule that out, right? You can't rule it out.
I think we're gonna pick up Kira, and I think we're gonna make some moves as far as
draft picks.
I think somebody's gonna do a salary dump, but we're gonna ask for a draft pick, and we're gonna probably get somewhere in the middle somehow.
Okay.
And if that happens, then we'll get our shooter of the.
We got a wing player.
Yeah, we get our wing player.
So, is it possible we trade from 27? We trade up from 27, or we're gonna keep it?
I may think we may trade a 27, 38 pick for somebody who's in free agency, and. Somehow
how about trading from 27 to go to get that wing player that you think we might be getting? You think they'll trade? For example, they'll probably absorb a bad contract and also trade the 27th pick along with that and say, hey, listen, we want the 11th pick. Take our 27th pick and.
I see a whole lot of scenarios happening because this new ownership is under. I mean, they want to prove. I think they want to prove a point right off rip. Like we making deals, we close deals, and
right.
Whatever you guys want, let's talk.
But you think the rest of the deal might be done, right? You think there's a chance it may not happen.
Yes. And Leon is such respected. He's been an agent. He knows how to work this. He's gonna. Right. I think we may see something crazy like, "Hey, I can't believe we pulled that off." And it may be the Westbrook thing. It may actually be the Westbrook thing. That's why it's so crazy to watch what happens because we want to rebuild. And then we never reading articles of Tibbs talk about. I'm trying to win now.
I'm trying to win now. Yo,
so stuff like that. I'm like,
that's a few Knicks fans. There's not a lot of Knicks fans who are talking like that. Knicks fans might be like, "Hey, man, we might need to get rid of Tibbs." And Knicks fans like, he's like, I can relate to Tibbs because I'm like, I want to win now too. Like, there's some Knicks fans that they don't care about. They don't care if we win this season. They want to tank for next season too. There's Knicks fans that they want to be. They're hoping that the Dallas pick is a lottery pick, and then we're hoping that we get another lottery pick too. So I'm glad I hear that because like.
I think we got executives who's going to actually know how to use the Knicks market to our advantage for the first time in a long time. How many have the number one market but can't get players? Doesn't make sense.
And you know what's another thing too? Let me tell you something. You know what's another thing too, right? Is that we're a big market, right? But when we get rumored to Russell Westbrook or CP3, you hear Knicks fans get the angriest, most upset. Like it's an insult that Russell Westbrook to New York is possible or available. Knicks fans are upset that Russell Westbrook is available to New York, like as if we insulted them, as if Russell Westbrook just insulted us or something, because they just want to tank so bad that even hearing Chris Paul to New York is like, this guy just ruined something good that I had going. You know what I mean? I
can see that, JD.
Yeah, shout out to Guillermo. He says we don't want to repeat history, and that's another thing too that I'm talking about. The PTSD with these Knicks fans, bro. That PTSD is serious, and it's like a lot of these Knicks fans. They just have these, they're traumatized. They lost before they even went to the war. You should have just stayed home, right. Because it's you don't stand a chance if you're always scared and upset about the past, and if you can't learn from it and move forward, then you got nothing going on. I believe, but
I totally agree.
CP3. There's some people act like it's an insult, like a slap to the face. That if somebody suggests Mike Conley, getting a Mike Conley, getting a Gordon Hayward, getting a Russell Westbrook, getting a CP3. If you look back the last 5 to 6 months, when you even started to even suggest a Chris Paul, because Chris Paul rumor has been going on for a while, and those weren't easy conversations. Those were one of the hardest. Am I right or wrong, Freezy? Having a Chris Paul to New York conversation was one of the more difficult conversations to have with Knicks fans, because all they care about is, like, we don't have enough, we should be tanking, we should keep getting a lottery pick, and so you mentioned about that market thing, about like, hey, this is a good market, New York, and capitalizing. Well, people like the Lakers, they were upset that a lot of players didn't want to go. There was a point where a lot of players didn't want to go to the Lakers, and they're like, wow, well, right. Something's not right. And
what they did?
We're the complete opposite. Huh?
They got rid of the reason why cats didn't want to go to the Lakers. Like Carmelo Anthony legit was thinking about going to the Lakers when they had Kobe. I think Kobe was coming off ACL or something. I can't remember exactly. But the Kobe Bryant thing was real, right? The Kobe Bryant thing, the whole pressure cooker of playing the LA thing was real. So Kobe left. They got 3 number 2 picks in a row. They gathered assets. You know what I'm saying? They changed their image. They brought in a guy that smiles. They brought in Magic Johnson, right? Mm-hmm. They brought in a dude that smiles and can make relationships. They brought in the junkyard dog, alley cat type agent, the dude that'll do anything for a client, and Rob Pelinka. And they turned the corner and won a championship in 3 years.
Well, it was more to that. There's more to that story, because let's not act like LeBron James to the Lakers was good for the fans. A lot of fans
I didn't get a chance to get to that though. I was talking about from the beginning. I'm talking about from when they were also ran team so they brought in a Magic Johnson. They got the 3 number 2 picks. You know what I'm saying? They got the agent that'll eat his own children to get a client. You know what I'm saying? That led to them getting LeBron James and eventually having the pieces to get Anthony Davis. Now, once you have a LeBron James and an Anthony Davis, cats will want to come play with you because it's less pressure to win. You know what I'm saying? You can legit be the number 1 guy in Memphis, Tennessee, right? And with all the pressure that entails, but you can go to LA and be the 3rd guy, be in Hollywood, be in the papers every night for something positive, and win championships. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. And so the thing with New York is we're in that same grinding stage where we grind people down. You come to New York, it's a grinder. It's not pleasant to play in New York. Like my man Casey Powell from Knicks Fan TV said, the New York Knicks jersey is the heaviest jersey in the league to wear because of all the stuff that you have to deal with on a daily basis. even on your days off. But once you get a star or two here, a third star will not be afraid to come here. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get one star was said to be in the bag, he just didn't want to come by himself. But Kyrie said, I'm not going to the Knicks. I'm going to the Nets. And that one star wound up going to the Nets with Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? Because playing for New York is a full-time 24/7 job. You know what I'm saying? And with us now we've turned the corner. Like we have people not looking as down on us as before. We brought in the agent that'll eat his children for his clients. You know what I'm saying? Now we have assets in place. Now all we have to do is show to everybody that we can win and that we want to win. And how you do that is getting a superstar in a cheap backdoor way. You bring in your Russell Westbrook, you know what I'm saying? Who's a star in this league, an MVP candidate or an MVP winner, right? Now all you have to do is let Russell Westbrook do his thing for a year or two, and another star will come, right? Now you on that path of respectability that everybody says that we need to be on. You know what I'm saying? We need to be respectable. It's got the New York Knicks the franchise has to be centered around winning. It can't be about Charles Oakley drank too many beers. It can't be about Spike Lee took the wrong exit. You know what I'm saying? It can't be about that stuff no more, man. It got to be winning. You know what I'm saying? Once you focus on winning, people will want to come.
Freezer, I want to make a point. So anyway, you follow me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So like I was trying to say, when the players didn't want to go to the Lakers, they did get Magic Johnson and this whole situation, but it wasn't when LeBron James went to the Lakers. It wasn't an easy transition. What I'm trying to say, Laker fans still didn't like the idea of LeBron James going to the Lakers. Some people still don't. Some Laker fans still don't like LeBron James wearing a Laker jersey. So it's not going to be always. And I lost my train of thought because I was going to make a point, but it was.
No, you're talking about the first year. The first year they were upset because they didn't win with LeBron James there.
No, they didn't even want it. They didn't even remember that the whole mural. They kept painting over it. Like it's not, man. I mean, I had my point, but I lost my train of thought. I mean,
well, I'll pick it up right. So the thing is, you said LeBron going to the Lakers, and people were beefing about that, right?
Yeah,
because LeBron James No, I'm saying you.
Not even I'm talking about it was a beef. I sort of understand about I don't even know. I can't make my argument. I lost my train of thought. I can't.
But you keep cutting me off. He cut me off. I can't remember.
I'm trying to remember. My brother telling me
in the morning, man. What I was gonna say is when LeBron got there and he didn't make the playoffs, Lakers fans were upset because they thought LeBron was gonna bring them a chip immediately, and it didn't exactly work out like that. But they held out hope because the rumor for 2 years had been Anthony Davis to the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? It had been a rumor for 2 years before it was actually done. You know what I'm saying? It got to a point when the Lakers were putting the trade offers out there to the Pelicans, and they were turning them down because they wanted more. The Lakers just didn't have more. It was to the point where the fans and the NBA were like, this dude Dale Demps is an idiot. And so Dale Demps wound up getting fired. Y'all remember that? The dude that was like, no, I want the Lakers to give me more. Y'all ain't going to poach our superstar. Y'all going to give us more. The New Orleans owner, the Benson lady, after her husband died, went to the front and fired him the next day. And then the Anthony Davis to the Lakers rumors started again. And so the trade wound up being official after they fired Dale Demps, right? And so now the Lakers are turned around in 3 seasons. You tank 1 year, you get LeBron the next year, and you got Anthony Davis the next year. All along the same while, you got Magic Johnson to come in. He came in and then left. And then you got Rob Pelinka, who came in as the GM, wound up being a team president. And they turned the franchise around by making these basically they told Lakers fans, we will eat our children to win a championship. And the funny thing about that is that's what fans want to hear. Knicks fans want to hear, I will do anything to bring a championship to New York City. That's what they want to hear. That's what Triborough Gigolos want to hear. That's what Art want to hear. That's what Jay Deals want to hear. That's what I want to hear too. I want to hear the team president say, I'm going all in on a championship. That's what we want, right? Well, unfortunately, in the Knicks case, where it's been 40 plus, it's been almost 50 years since they won the championship, they can't skip steps. They got to trust the process. They got to do little steps at a time. They got to become respectable. They got to become all about winning games in the regular season. They got to be all about making the playoffs. And that starts with you getting a Chris Paul or a Russell Westbrook, especially if you can get them cheap. Because when at the end of the day, the agents around the league, Russell Westbrook's agent, Chris Paul's agent are gonna be like, who are the New York Knicks to turn down the opportunity to get a future Hall of Famer? And if you got that kind of rhetoric going around the league, we'll never get superstar.
And Knicks fans want to turn down. You need to be lucky. You need to be lucky in free agency, right? Look at Brooklyn. Brooklyn was lucky to get KD and Kyrie. The Lakers were lucky to get LeBron James. Who's another team? Boston was lucky. Boston was lucky to sign Gordon Hayward. They also signed Kemba Walker in free agency. So, here's our luck. I mean, we need to. If we can get
and the chat agrees with us. The chat agrees that it's time to win right now. I'm reading the chat right now, and these cats have been saying, the cats in the chat, and these are my dogs too, by the way. All these dudes that be on the same shows, doing all the same rounds. They come through. They consistent in what they saying. Even Legion of Knicks, everybody is consistent. Man, it's time for the Knicks to win right now. The only thing though is we don't want to hustle backwards. Like we don't want to do something that's going to backfire and then we have to wait 5 more years just to get to the starting line. We can't wait 5 more years. We've been doing that to ourselves for years. You know what I'm saying? And it's right. Jay Deals is right. We created the cap space. Here we are. Most of the play. Right. You got to go get right. That's my point. You got, man, listen, you can't hustle backwards. Right? Like this dude was telling me, and I ain't gonna say his name because he watched, but he like, hey, Uncle Freezy, man, I'm trying to start this business, man. I want to buy these trucks. You know what I'm saying? I like driving trucks or whatever. I want to buy these trucks. I'm like, well, go ahead and buy them trucks. He's like, man, I don't like managing stuff. I just like to drive. And so I was like, so why are you telling me? He's like, yo, I want you to help me get some trucks so I can hire some truck drivers to drive these other 2 trucks while I drive. And I'm like, hey, dog, I ain't doing that. I'm not no truck driver. I don't understand a trucker life. That ain't me. I don't understand truck insurance. I don't know how to buy gas. I don't know how to do nothing. None of that. I ain't doing that. That ain't my thing. And he like, well, go ahead and do it, man. And then you'll make money on the other side. You'll see. So I'm like, hell no, I ain't going to see. To me, in my opinion, since I'm not a truck driver, to me, that's hustling backwards because I'll lose money because I don't know what I'm doing. Right? But if you get somebody that knows what they're doing and you give them the assets, they can be successful. So this is the thing I'm telling you about Leon Rose, right? Leon Rose knows both sides of the game, right? He knows the basketball on the court stuff, the front offices and all that stuff, and he knows the agency stuff through years of experience. You know what I'm saying? So now he can take the approach with these numerous assets and make the right moves because he knows both sides of the game through experience. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta tell Leon Rose knows you have to go get a Russell Westbrook because he talked to front offices and agents. Agents understand you're not winning the championship without star players. Franchises know that too, right? But you can't be a franchise that's gonna turn your nose up at star players. Saying,
Chris, what is up with that attitude, bro? Like people get that. You said it right. People turn their nose up when it comes to star players. Like I don't understand that.
And Woodshed just asked the same thing. I'm not saying that it's hustling backwards, Wood. What I'm saying is go get the guy. That's what I'm saying. Go get him. You know he's legit. The dude only missed the playoffs one time in his whole career. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? Knicks fans are like, yeah, but if we give Frank Ntilikina 3 more years, he'll turn into something.
Yo, my man.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to wait 3 years when y'all could have had Russell Westbrook for 3 years?
Freezy, I think you said it right, Freezy. People, a lot of fans, they tune their nose up, and they just, like they're too good for everybody.
Right.
Like they're too.
Right.
Like, look at this. Where you come from with this? Like, look, I'm a Knicks fan, but you don't see me acting like I won't never say I want. The Knicks won 11 championship or 10. No, like
right.
There's a difference between the big market and there's a big difference. Like we won 10 championships. I'm like, yeah, what's up with this attitude? I don't understand it. I don't understand.
Right, and even Art was like, who are we saving the money for? Exactly. Exactly. Y'all want to run out Elfrid Payton, I was gonna say Reggie Wayne. Y'all want to run out Wayne Ellington, Reggie Bullock, and LP and DSJ for 3 more years, hoping to work when you can get rid of all 4 of them and have Russell Westbrook in his prime.
No, what they want to do is keep tanking and keep tanking. That's what they want to do.
My gosh. Hey, Triborough, you right. So the thing is if you, like, as a Knicks fan, I've been beaten down so long, and we've lost so long. I'm out of fear. Like, I don't have no more fear left because what am I going to get embarrassed on national TV? Well, that doesn't happen to me 1,000 times already. You know what I'm saying? What's going to have you going to get embarrassed in the media? That happened to me 1,000 times already. I ain't scared of nothing no more as a Knicks fan. And the other Knicks fans should feel the same way. What are we afraid of? You know what I'm saying? And we've already been through the worst things that we could possibly go through, right? Now, fear, it shouldn't live here no more. We already been through the worst of the worst. What's stopping us from putting our best foot forward and becoming relevant again? The only thing that's stopping us is us.
Yeah, the PTSD, I'm telling you, that's the PTSD in the way.
Yeah, right. Hey, Triborough said, y'all make me want to be a Nets fan. Don't do it, Triborough. Don't do it, Triborough, man. That ain't a good look, man. Yeah, that ain't a good look. What I'm getting at is the time is now. We have the smart people in place, right? Mm-hmm. We have a development system in place. We have a smart team president. We have a smart GM. You know what I'm saying? We have the ability to go out and get star players. So all we have to do this week here coming up is to execute. That's all we got to do. By the end of the week, we should have Russell Westbrook. By the end of the week, we should have 3.
I don't care who it is. If it's Russell Westbrook, CP3, Mike Conley, give me a star.
Right.
Somebody.
This time next week, we should be high stepping on teams.
Kyrie Irving. If Kyrie Irving's in the book, I'll take him too. I'll take him.
And we'll know the direction of the team by next week too. Like,
right.
Lewis, Devin Vassell, Naismith. I don't care. Like, that's it, man.
The thing is, man, I don't care nothing about tanking. I think we're past that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care nothing about tanking. I want to win. At the end of the day, people are like, well, why are you so hard on Frank? I'm not hard on Frank. You know what I'm saying? They're like, well, why you? Hey, I want to win, man.
Number 2, he's a backup shooting guard. He's a backup wing player. He'll be fine. Him and Devin Vassell will be fine. They play some defense, and they'll that's fine.
Right.
Are we guaranteed the 8th pick?
Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell, like you said. I don't know, Kira Lewis or Devin Vassell.
No, I don't know. But you can't just pick Devin Vassell because the thing is you have to get Westbrook first. Because if you don't get Westbrook first and then you take Devin Vassell, guess what you still have? You have a gap at point guard, right? And everybody knows that this whole offseason that, you know what I'm saying, we have a gap at point guard that we need to fill. So I say go get your Westbrook. Right?
This is the draft before we can pick up any more free agents. Anyways, I think it's the draft first and then we can pick up people.
That's how it goes.
You can trade for Westbrook on draft night.
Okay. I like the optimism. I ain't gonna lie, it sounds good.
Yeah, man. Hey, so I'm not saying that my way is it's either my way or the highway. What I'm saying is, as Knicks fans, we should be more open to the way other teams do stuff. Like we can't Leon Rose, we can't nick this up. You know what I'm saying? We can't nick up stuff based on how we used to do it back in the day. We can't trade Mark Jackson for Maurice Cheeks. You know what I'm saying? We just can't do that kind of stuff no more. You know what I'm saying? So come draft night before I pick, we have to trade for Westbrook, because if we don't get Westbrook and we don't draft a point guard, if we leave the draft without Chris Paul, Westbrook, Mike Conley, or any of the cats that are in the draft, we hustle backwards for 9 months.
Now, is there anybody in the draft that will make you upset that we pick up?
Tyrese Halliburton.
I don't know why he gets all the hate, man. What's up with Tyrese Halliburton?
I actually don't think he's a bad pickup.
I don't think he's a bad pickup. What's all the hate for Tyrese Halliburton, Freezy?
Because he don't fit.
How he don't fit?
Because he's not all the stuff. So remember how I just broke down the pick and roll play for the Knicks? Mm-hmm. You know, Westbrook turning the corner, going to lob to Mitch, all that stuff. Westbrook is Halliburton is the anti that. Halliburton is not getting in the lane and threatening the defense. Halliburton is threatening defense.
Why not have Westbrook and Halliburton as the guards?
I mean, I don't know. I'd rather have Vassell and Neesmith. I'd rather have Vassell and Neesmith with Westbrook.
You could have Russell Westbrook starting, and you could. When I think about Tyrese Halliburton, I always thought about him starting alongside with Trae Young. But if it's Russell Westbrook and Tyrese Halliburton, I think that could work too. I don't think it's a terrible fit.
I don't know. I don't know, boss.
So is it guaranteed in the wing with the 8th pick?
He could play defense too. He's not a bad defender. He's not a terrible defender. He's relatively good. He averaged like 2 steals for the season. So that you know, in my eyes, when I look at somebody getting 2 steals,
I'm gonna cut you off. Hey, Woodshit, I don't want to hear nothing about Cole at all.
I don't know what we're talking about. At that point, he said nothing wrong with Halliburton. Hallie and Cole are the only 2 draft picks I'm sure about.
Cole who?
Yeah.
I want no parts of Cole at all. Please don't.
Yeah. And so I'm not saying that Russell Westbrook is a great shooter. That's not what I'm saying. My point is that if you get a Westbrook, it opens up, it unlocks everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like a corner piece to the puzzle. Like, you know how you put a puzzle together and you start with the corner piece? Once you get the corner piece, you can start building in a lot of different directions. But if you get a middle piece, now you got to find all these pieces that fit the middle. You don't build from the middle. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to find all these odd pieces. And, you know, I just think Miami wants Cole. Like, what do they know? Hey, Khaled. I don't know if it's Khaled or Khalid, the way you pronounce it, man. Hey, I'm from New Jersey. I used to say Khalid, but when I moved down south, I hear people pronounce it Khaled. So don't take that in no disrespectful way, man. It's all love either way. But my point is, how you feel about Chad Ford saying the Knicks will trade Mitch or RJ for a top 3 pick? I don't think so.
I think so. They're not going anywhere. No way, no how.
I wouldn't be surprised. I could see Mitch being traded for a top 3 pick.
I don't see it.
And the reason why I say Mitch or RJ definitely not, because these do in a whack draft. Why do you trade up? Why do you trade up in a whack draft?
No sense. And then Tibbs already said our core is RJ and Mitch from the jump.
Right.
That means everybody else is expendable.
Well, hey, so Hey, KP, what I'm saying is I'm not saying that Mitch is too good to be traded. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is what do you like I'm just not willing to give up a piece that I know what it is already, a proven commodity for a guy that I don't know what I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? What if LaMelo Ball is Michael Carter Williams and you traded Mitch and the number 8 pick for Michael Carter Williams? Hey, think about that. Hey, shout out to Legion of Knicks podcast pointing out some stuff, man. Hey, so first of all, it's 30 people in here watching me, Raphael, and Teddy early on a Sunday morning, 2:30 in the morning. So shout out to y'all insomniacs for hanging in here. You know what I'm saying?
Just got home from the club.
Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all smash that like button. Let's see if we can get up to 30 likes on this video. I think last I checked, we were like at 13 or something. So we're at 18. Let me see where we at. So we had 19. So we had 19 likes. So let's see if we can get that up to 30 before that. Because what we want to do is this crowd here. And I'm not talking about God of Moses and Elijah and Teddy Flat. What I'm talking about, this whole crowd, everybody that's in here right now, this is like our community. Like we generally get together and do this thing right here. And what I want to do is find those stragglers that's out there that want something like this and can't find us because the YouTube algorithm doesn't put us out there enough for people to find us. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, so cats like other Knicks fans that searching the internet and can't find nothing can find this, and it'll be like they home base, just like it is for us. This is like our home base for us to talk. See, because you know what? I can't talk to Ian Begley. You know what I'm saying? But I can talk to Teddy and I can talk to Raphael. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't talk to Leon Rose, but I can talk to these cats. You know what I'm saying? And the cats in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say to Art. Art, you have lost all your credibility with this cold talk.
What are you talking about? You talking about Art?
I don't want to hear no more from Art. Art be the one to be, all credibility is lost with this cold talk.
I hear he might be all right. I don't know if we should draft him, but I hear he might be all right. He's a competitor. He's the father of, his father is Greg Anthony from the Knicks.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I still don't know if he's a good fit, but I don't think he's a good fit, but yeah.
Ooh, you see what Bodega Wi-Fi said? I know where is it? I know that Trey Jones humiliated Cole. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. Hey.
Nothing but facts.
Well, I mean,
wait, Teddy, did you see Cole Anthony live in college? Because I know you watch a lot of college games.
Right? Yeah, that's what made me stop liking him.
Oh shoot! So what happened?
He just let me give him his dues. He does do some things well.
Okay.
North Carolina had a bad team. They just had a bad team. Everybody had a whole lot of players that was in the paint a lot. He likes to go in the paint.
Okay.
It was just, the first thing I noticed was he's too small. First off,
right.
I just noticed that he was too small. He's don't get me wrong. I think he'd do probably better in the NBA where it's more spread out.
Right.
And I don't want to play it like that, but Cole was getting, first off, the one-on-one matches with the other point guards, the high-level point guards, he was getting
cooked,
outplayed. Like, if you watch him and Kira play against each other, he's talking about Cole and not Kira right now. It's crazy talk.
Right.
Then got to know, he stuck. He watched Cole's high school
videos
because that's the only thing I could see.
Oh, so he was getting cooked by everybody, Cole Anthony?
Yeah, look, UNC beat Alabama, but did you watch the whole game?
No, not
cooking Cole. Oh man, I can't even argue with people that
didn't see the game.
Oh my God, Cole, and I like Cole. Don't get me wrong. I just don't see him as I only see him as our top 5 choices.
Right.
That's how far back I got Cole. He may okay. If I was to think about it, if I was gonna pick in an A spot, who would I pick? Off rip, Devin Vassell's up there, Kira's up there, Pat Williams is up there, Okoro's up there.
I like Okoro. I was thinking about that. Let me tell you something. Remember when we were having that discussion? That's another player that I feel like could be a good fit for the Knicks, Okoro, because Okoro.
Oh, that's why. Okay, Art just said it.
What?
Art and Cole friends. Okay, I see now. Okay.
Oh, they're good friends?
Oh yeah, they friends. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Okay.
He's invested.
Okay. But long story short, I like the Okoro to the Knicks. I'm kind of intrigued because RJ Barrett was playing with Cam Reddish. RJ Barrett used to play with Cam Reddish, and I feel like Okoro is much better defender than Kevin Knox, than Cam Reddish, and it would just, Okoro could just be a lockdown defender as a small forward, I almost want to compare him to Kawhi Leonard, but I think that might be a big stretch.
Who?
But Kawhi Leonard.
I just want to make sure I heard you right.
Yeah, like he's very his strength is defense.
Right.
I feel
okay. You mean so what you mean is not Kawhi Leonard today, but Kawhi Leonard at the same age.
It's still.
I'm sorry. Thank you very much. It
still could be okay.
Freezy, help me out big time, Freezy. Thank you for that one. That is what I meant. I feel like we're drafting, a rookie, right. Kawhi Leonard.
Well, I mean, I just don't like in the scenario that I mentioned, like Russell Westbrook turning the corner and the weak side defender collapses and you kick out to Isaac Okoro. You don't have the same effect as if it were Devin Vassell. Right? Now, on the defensive end, Isaac Okoro plays with so much energy that it's crazy. But on the offensive end, it's like, you know what? I think I might shave off a tiny bit of defense for Devin Vassell and his ability to shoot the three. And so here's the other thing too. Cats like Isaac Okoro have a higher bust potential. Like for instance, if you say Devin Vassell, right? If you say Devin Vassell bust, he'll still be in the NBA for a long time contributing. You know what I'm saying? But Isaac Okoro has the Stanley Johnson bust potential. Remember Stanley Johnson?
Oh man, Arizona.
6'7", 240, super energetic. You know what I'm saying? No offense. But then, say for instance, Aaron Nesmith, you say he's got bust potential. So at the very least, Aaron Nesmith will be Joe Harris. Joe Harris is what, if Aaron Nesmith doesn't get any better, he'll be Joe Harris, right? But a cat like Isaac Okoro will either be Justice Winslow, Josh Jackson, Stanley Johnson, them dudes that have high upside, but if they don't reach it, if they don't improve handles or their shot, they'll be out of the league, or the 10th man on the bench. So, yeah.
I love what the chat's doing right now, man.
They're eating each other.
Start a controversy about this Kira and Cole stuff.
Yeah, they'll eat each other, dog. That's that's why I legit have to make peace. I have to separate people in the chat. Like, y'all don't eat each other up in this chat, man. It's all
it's comedy.
Yeah. Hey, KP said Kira might be in the G League.
The disrespect.
Man. They goes. But you know what? I'll say this, and not to keep harping on the same thing, but if if the Knicks pull off the Russell Westbrook deal, what we do at 8 will sort itself out. But if we don't trade for Russell Westbrook, then we got to consider drafting a point guard. But you don't want to do both. You don't want to draft. You don't want to trade for Westbrook and draft a point guard early, because you could legit draft Russell Westbrook and then still get Terrell Terry later in the draft. You know what I'm saying? To me, that makes more sense.
So would you be mad if we did pick Halliburton? Because I keep seeing consensus that saying we're gonna pick up Halliburton, and it's like crazy to me.
Bro, y'all do this to me every stream. Every stream I have to say, if we draft Tyrese Halliburton, I'm jumping out of a plate glass window. Like, hey, you remember the old cowboy movies where they throw the cowboy out the saloon through the window?
I think he's a good secondary point guard. I think he'll be all right. I think he's a good main point guard. I think he should start. I think he's all right. But Cole Anthony, that one I hear that a lot about. Cole Anthony, but Tyrese Halliburton, I think he all right.
Man.
I think the best point guard, at the A spot, if Killian Hayes ain't there and LaMelo.
I like Killian Hayes. But again,
flat out.
But I think Tyrese Halliburton, can he play shooting guard, Tyrese Halliburton?
Yes.
What's the difference between putting him at shooting guard and putting Devin Vassell shooting guard? What if we miss
Devin Vassell is longer.
Vassell is a wing.
Think about that over 10.
But if we miss out on Vassell, why not draft Halliburton to be a shooting guard?
Because you drafted a shooting guard with the number 3 pick last year. That's why.
No, you could put.
Our glaring need is
RJ at the 3.
Why you gonna move RJ and you hadn't even seen what Halliburton can do in the NBA yet?
That's what I'm saying? But that's how it works.
But that's like me saying, the next stream. That's like me saying, yo, we got another somebody to sit in for Raphael. We gonna move Raphael to the chat. Why? We grooving, dog. We groove. Why? We grooving. We got chemistry.
Wait. But
got 25 people on. It's 2:45 in the morning, and we legit got 25 people watching us. Why are we gonna mess up the chemistry just because we can just get a guy? You know what I'm saying? And to me, it just don't make sense. If you say, for instance, if you get a Vassell, think about this. If you get a Vassell, you get a guy.
If you can't get a Vassell.
If he's gone?
If he's gone, that's what I'm saying. If he's gone,
I still have to consider Nesmith.
That's what I'm saying. If he's gone, I'm talking opposite. If
Nesmith is your second wing off rip. He's like one.
So it depends on the situations. Like, do we have Westbrook in the bag?
Okay.
If Westbrook is in the bag, then I'm considering getting a 2/3 as opposed to a 1/2, right?
Okay,
so it's Nesmith or Vassell. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's flexible with Westbrook and RJ, because Westbrook and RJ are gonna be your guys, right? So. Okay. So now you what do we do at 8? What you want is position flexibility and a high upside player. So I say Vassell or Nesmith, because I know both of them bring at least one discernible skill to the table.
Now, do you think the 8th pick for Nesmith is a little too high? Should we trade back?
I agree.
Assets?
I agree. He's my thing. He's my thing too. And I want to ask both you guys. If we cannot get Russell Westbrook, right? And if Phoenix trades for CP3, would you go after Ricky Rubio?
Would I want
Ricky Rubio? Right?
I don't want no parts of Ricky Rubio.
Okay. I mean, it's either that. I mean, I don't know. Alfred Payton.
Alfred, I don't want no parts of Alfred. I don't want to hear nobody even name Alfred around me.
Right.
Right. For me.
What about you, Freezy? No.
No.
Rubio, would you trade for him? What if we could get the 10th pick and whatever? I'm just saying, it might be,
get the 10th pick.
Ricky Rubio is not the type of cat that'll lead you to a playoff team, lead you to the playoffs. Ricky Rubio is a dude that's like Ricky Rubio is a substitute teacher. Like if your teacher missed 2 days from work, you can plug Ricky Rubio in for them 2 days, right, and he'll hold it in the road.
That could work with a Kira Lewis, or that could work with a Killian Hayes, is what I'm trying to say. Can that work with a Killian Hayes or Kira Lewis, who you don't really want Rubio starting anyways like that, and you really want to see Kira Lewis, RJ Hampton, Killian Hayes, so forth and so forth? Or is that just hell no?
My man said, my man Ishmael said, if the Knicks trade for Russell Westbrook, he doing a one-man riot. I'm telling you, cats are divided on Westbrook, man.
Boy.
I mean, I broke down the Westbrook thing like 4 times already, and I know y'all don't want to hear me say the whole Westbrook turn the corner thing no more. I mean, I done said it, like 4 times already. But the thing is if you get a Westbrook, I say you go get a wing. Somebody that's going to defend on the other end and can knock down the three, on the other side. And people will say, Neesmith's defense is imaginary. I understand what they're saying, but I think Thibodeau will run that 3-2 zone that stops 3-point shooting and people from driving to the basket.
You know what, though? I don't see Tibbs running zone.
Huh?
I don't see Tibbs running zone.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he'll mix it in. I don't think it's because there's only so much icing of a pick and roll or blitzing of a pick and roll that you can do. Because now dudes can shoot the 3 from 25, 26 feet away from the basket. It wasn't like that back in Larry Bird, Chris Mullin, them days. You know what I'm saying? Now Dame Lillard will legit pull up from 30 feet if you don't blitz the pick and roll, if you don't ice it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't go over it, he'll legit shoot from 30 feet. You know what I'm saying?
Now I got somebody in the chat that brought up the Oubre and the 10th pick.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, we talk about CP3. I mean, so far they're engaged in the CP3 deal, so it's hard for me to, like you said before, we don't know. It's looking like once you talk CP3, whatever's left after that, you gotta see if you're interested. That's why I mentioned if Oubre's available, then I can see that. But I think Oubre's gonna be.
I like Oubre a lot.
Yeah, I know.
I like some Oubre, and he solves it. You remember at the beginning of the conversation when I said that I would do a point guard, 3 wing players, and a center. Remember that? Mm-hmm. So now, if you get an Oubre and you draft Vassell, and so say you draft Vassell and Neesmith, right? So now you have RJ, Westbrook, Oubre, and coming off your bench you have Devin Vassell and Aaron Neesmith, right? The 27 pick, you can draft your big. You can go get your Zeke Naji, right? And now you still have your veterans from before. You really ain't even tapped into that. You can trade those assets for future picks, say in 21, 22, 23. And now you took in all those chess pieces that you had on your board and turned them into more pieces. You know what I'm saying?
I like that Oubre Westbrook combination. Somebody just said that, and I said I would love that.
Can you imagine the Knicks being down by 2 points in the fourth quarter, and you look over to the other side of the court, and you see RJ Barrett mean mugging Kelly Oubre and Russell Westbrook? What? Now, are you really gonna unlock Brody and RJ Barrett?
Those are some straight dogs too.
Yeah. And I'll tell this story. People hate when I tell stories on here, man. But y'all just be patient with me. So Cam Reddish said, before they played at Duke, Cam Reddish was like the worst game of his basketball career. He played against RJ Barrett because he got so hyped up that he was going to play against the number one high school player in the country that he almost psyched himself out. He said, you know what I'm saying? He almost was hyperventilating. He was so hyped up to play against RJ Barrett. And so he came out and he scored the first 6 points of the game. Like he got a chippy layup, and the other 2 times he came and dunked on RJ Barrett's defense. So he had 6 points, right? So at the end of the game, RJ Barrett, so Mountain Bird Academy whooped their team by 20. RJ Barrett had 38. Cam Reddish finished with 9. Because he made RJ Barrett so mad in a high school game. You know what I'm saying? Like he was playing, like he scored the first 6 points of the game and was pumping his chest and all this kind of stuff. And then RJ Barrett scored like 32 straight points on him before he scored again. So he was like, dude, you legit, that's the reason why.
We should Oubre and we need Westbrook. I want that now. Oubre and Westbrook. I love that.
And Kelly Oubre. Man.
Get Buddy Hield. Oubre. I'd rather take Oubre.
That's a good point.
Man, I'm telling you. So you have a lineup of Russell Westbrook, RJ Barrett, Kelly Oubre, Jay Crowder, and say Mitchell Robinson on defense. That's your defensive team now. Think about that on defense. That's crazy. And think about if your head coach knew anything about defense, anything, if he was a defensive minded head coach, we probably have the number 1 defense in the NBA.
I ain't gonna lie, top 3 easily.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I mean. You know, Kelly Oubre is a dog,
and Christian Wood too. Somebody add that to the chat. That would be a crazy.
Hey, Woodshed know his stuff. Woodshed know his stuff, brother. My only thing is my preference, and I know this is gonna sound like hustling backwards, but my preference is Christian Wood at center, not Christian Wood at power forward. Because I don't want to get Christian Wood switched onto guard. I don't want to see that.
Very smart.
I would rather see.
I got to give you credit. That's very smart.
I honestly don't want Christian Wood. I want Jeremy Grant, if you ask me. But
oh my God, are you serious?
Absolutely.
Are you serious? Oh my God.
If we could get him at a deal, I know he don't want a lot of money this offseason, but if we could get him at a good deal, trade for Oubre, have Westbrook. Oh my God. And Westbrook and him already played together before.
Right. Now you got and listen, I'm not trying to sell y'all the pipe dream. That's not what I'm trying to do. But what I will tell you is this: all the stuff that we mentioned is stuff that we can easily accomplish this offseason. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have to move money. Another team don't have to get involved. We don't have to give up. We can just go and be like, "Hey, Jeremy Grant, this is what we offering," and he can take it or he don't. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no third team involved. Ain't no weird abracadabra, no hocus pocus stuff going on. We can be like, "Hey, dog, we're gonna offer you 3 years, $52 million. Take it or leave it." You know what I'm saying? And if he leave it, fine. Guess what we got? We still got $52 million. If he take it, guess what we got? Jeremy Grant. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
crazy.
And so the thing with Woodshed and with them saying what they saying, man, is I prefer Mitch just to be what Mitch is right now with some improvement. Like I see Mitch at around 14 points and at about 10, 11 rebounds a game, maybe 2 blocks. Improve on that.
I want Mitch to get to the line more. That's it. Next year, I want him at the line more.
If he gets to the line more, his average will increase. So we agree. So basically we agree. So he averaged 9. He gets to the line.
I think we should talk about that with all the players. What would we want to see better from each player, like Mitch, like RJ, like DSJ, like Frank? Like what particular thing that you want to see better? Like Teddy said, listen, the only thing that I really want to see better from Mitch is free throws. I want him to get the free throw more. Like I think
is Matthew Rodriguez in the chat? Is that Matthew Rodriguez, the dude that be on that be coming through for Knicks Fan TV? I think I'll be scrolling. I think I'll be seeing it. Maybe I'm wrong. If not, if it's another Matthew, whatever, man. But if it's the dude from from the dude I be saying before, man. Thank you for coming. It's a bunch of people showing up like out the blue, man. Teddy got 30 people in the chat 3:00 in the morning on YouTube. That's bananas, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Raphael, you got 30 people in the chat 3:00 in the morning, bro. That's crazy.
Also, want to give a shout out to he made a good comment though, Matthew Rodriguez. That's a good comment about Robert Covington because I could see the Knicks go after him too. I could, he did play in Minnesota with Tibbs, Robert Covington.
Really? Oh yeah. You're right.
I wouldn't mind trading for if we could get Westbrook and Covington. I think that's a good look. And also, what do you guys think about just moving? I mean, you probably guys don't like Julius Randle, but why not just put him as a center or backup center?
I know we talked about this before.
Put him at the center spot.
I think for us to be successful, though, we got to trade Julius. I think his contract has to go to get to where we truly want to be at.
Right.
And the main reason is what's the Achilles heel?
He can't shoot.
And
his defense.
But again though, but Teddy, we didn't have a point. I mean, we didn't really have a point guard.
I like Julius. I just felt like he just caught up in a bad. I mean, with the new regime, he just got caught up in a.
I think he needs another season. My honest opinion. I think if we get a Westbrook or any point guard,
anybody we try to get,
any point guard is gonna open up the floor big time. But even Russell Westbrook, who is a slasher, who can score, who's a threat. Any point guard that is a threat, it's gonna give. Then I can say, okay, we need to get rid of this guy. We need to get rid of that guy. But when you had the kind of starting point guards that we had last season, I can't blame him for and he had a better season in New Orleans. This
is my thing.
I'm like, listen, we're not giving this guy a fair shake.
Yeah, let me keep it real with you though. Do you think the type of mistakes that Randall was making this last season is going to hold over well with Tibbs?
And that's why I like Tibbs. I can see Tibbs put him in line. Like, Tibbs is tough on Karl Anthony Towns. He's not going to let him slide. He's not going to give him no easy pass like, I forgot about that. No,
and Karl Anthony Towns couldn't handle it.
So good. And if he can't handle Tibbs, then we'll ship him out.
I think we should ship him out. If we want to
I don't want to ship him out before giving him a chance. I want to ship him out if he can't deal with the heat. I think actually he could. And actually, I think he even needs a coach like Tibbs to avoid. Because I agree with you, the kind of mistakes he made, you're right. Like that wasn't good. I agree with you, and it needs to be corrected right away. So I think Tibbs is the right coach to make that situation right. Again, and also Russell Westbrook needs coaching too. I'm not gonna act like I'm pro Westbrook, but I do agree that he needs to listen to our developmental team and he needs improvement on his game. So does Randall. Randall needs a lot.
I like Randall, but Randall got to go.
Yeah, okay. But
I feel like with the direction of this team, Randall got to go.
So shout out to the chat. And I think I want to see if we can we get people to subscribe to this channel. Is this what y'all like? This is the kind of open dialogue that y'all like. If y'all like something like this, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Hit that like button. So we had a bunch of people come in, man. Let's see if we can get this thing converted into likes. So that when we do this, y'all won't have to search. It'll show up in y'all YouTube algorithm when you come on and you search Knicks. So that there's a pop up so that y'all can come on and jump on in. And open dialogue. Yeah, man, hit that thumbs up button. Hey, so I'm gonna just go for about 10 more minutes, man, and then I'm gonna go ahead and log off and work on some videos and stuff. I'm a night owl, but I love doing this right here. Hey, and look, shout out to my guy Teddy and Raphael for doing an excellent job, man, coming on. Doing this. Hey, Knicks content is not easy. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
It's not because a cat will throw a scenario in the chat and you'll be blindsided by it. You're like, oh, what was that?
Okay, you got to know what you're talking about for sure.
Yeah, you got to be sharp. Yeah, you got to be sharp. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's see if we can get 10 or 12 more likes on this video before we get off. Subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody that's coming, that's jumping in. Teddy got people missing sleep 3 o'clock in the morning. He got 30 people on the chat in the middle of the day. So,
people for the chat questions. As far as Gordon Hayward goes, me personally, no bueno.
No. Okay. I've been pro Gordon Hayward for a minute. I think he's good for one season, and I've been wanting to get him. Look, I will take his contract, especially if I'm trying to land a Russell Westbrook. If I can get him, cool. If I can get him so that I can trade him, use him as a trade piece to get a Russ and trade down with Boston and trade the Boston 20.
Yeah, if we get the Boston picks.
I could trade down. Yeah, I could say, go look. I'll give you Gordon Hayward. I'll give you the 26, and I give you the 30, and I trade and I give you other pieces to get you Russell Westbrook. 26, 30, and Gordon Hayward, and maybe a Taj Gibson, maybe Alfred Payton or Wayne Ellington to match the contract of Russell Westbrook.
Right.
Then I think I'll do that because it's only 1 year for them, so they take a risk on Gordon Hayward for 1 year, and
and he's a free agent after that.
It's not right. It's not a terrible or I'll give him Bobby Portis, Gordon Hayward, Bobby Portis.
I just don't see the fit. I don't see the fit with Hayward coming to the team. I just don't see the fit at all because of we got somebody like Hayward already in RJ. So they're doing the same exact thing.
I always felt like Hayward was more like Kevin Knox. Just a spot up shooter. He's a small forward shooter.
Nah, he's got ball handling, playmaking ability, and he's a smart player on offense and defense. Super high basketball IQ, especially on defense, is underrated. Even though athletically, he's not the guy that he used to be, but you could see him at least knowing where to be and trying to get there. You know what I'm saying? And knows how to communicate.
You think you could be a good influence on Kevin Knox or not? That's a good question. That's what I want to know.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's
what I'm in it for. That's what I'm in it for. If it wasn't for that, then I'm not in it.
We tried it with Morris, and we see how that went. Like, Kevin Knox is a player that he needs his time, and he's like a rhythm player.
Well, but also, I feel like he has a similar motor, maybe a little more, but it's similar personality or similar motor to Kevin Knox. I might be wrong.
Okay. Kevin Knox's motor is questionable, man.
No, I know, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like he's not an aggressive personality. Gordon Hayward.
Nothing. Gordon Hayward's contract is just too much. I mean,
it's 1 year, but it's a 1 year.
Give me all their draft picks.
That's what I know that I already said that we're going to take all the draft picks.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Either way, I think we're in the situation where it depends on what Tibbs wants to do on offense and defense. Just taking on Gordon Hayward's contract just for Gordon Hayward is a no-go for me. But if we take on Gordon Hayward's contract and they give us something in return to like a sweetener, like if they want to give us like the 26 and 30 pick to take on Gordon Hayward and we throw them like, a Dennis Smith Jr. or something, then I could see that. I could live with Gordon Hayward for 1 year.
And we could trade Gordon Hayward to Houston. We can use him as a trade piece, like
that's what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, we could use that.
Now
they're gonna want a good salary. They're gonna want a good player. Like at least we got Gordon Hayward.
I'm not helping Boston out either. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not helping Boston out.
Well, we need to help ourselves. So the game is to help ourselves, and in order to help ourselves, we have to help out the other team. I mean,
I know, but not Boston. I'm not helping Boston.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, so I'm gonna wrap up here, man. Hey, man, y'all been great. Man. Y'all jumping on here talking about, man, Uncle Freezy, I'm new, man, blah, blah, blah. I just want to get on the track. Man, y'all crazy. Y'all good. Y'all been great, man. Hey, y'all gonna be available for the draft?
Yeah, I should be. Yeah, I'll definitely be available.
Oh, yeah. Let's. I'm still gonna jump on probably the rest of the week. Y'all welcome to come if y'all want, but I want to kind of have y'all on for the draft so we can kind of have the same environment, the same vibe, so that we can, scrutinize every draft pick and trade. and brag. I told you so. I told you it was getting Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? All of that or whatever.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. But hey man, thanks for everybody coming through. The chat has been on fire, man. This is one of the best chats, man, in the game right here. This is a young up and coming show, Knicks at Night. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably get once I figure out OBS and do overlays and dope screen graphics and stuff, we'll probably catch on a little bit more. But for right now, the personalities in here is carrying everything. So, you know, I appreciate everybody coming through. I'll be on tomorrow night at some point, man. Probably around 11:30, 11:40. Everybody, man, y'all have a good night.
Peace.
All right, y'all. Hey, appreciate y'all too. Appreciate everybody.